No. Save it. All right. You ready to rock?
Yeah.
Actually, can I get some of that milk too?
Hold on. Okay. There we go. Passing oat milk around. This is getting wild.
Whoops. All right.
Yeah.
Yo.
Woo! We're here. We're queer. It's good to be out of the house.
I know. I feel like we haven't actually just like caught up in a while.
Well, yeah. You're helping charity. I'm building a home. My parents are at the house. The wife is pregnant. I got a house of cards here.
The parents there, is that killing you?
Woo! Well, the house is a mess. You got 8 Mexican guys fighting with Honduran guys, and then the Albanian guys hate the Honduras. It's a turf war.
Shouldn't have moved to little Honduras.
I know.
What's happening?
There's a cockfight in the basement. I don't know what's going on, but now you throw my parents in, so my dad's like, talking to the electrician, he's some Albanian guy like, oh, is that a little crooked? The guy's like, get the fuck out of here. I tell your father I cannot work like this.
Dude, that is what parents do.
Yeah.
I was looking at my place, and my mom, like, I loved the place when I got it, and my mom's, like, looking through, like, well, this won't do.
Yes.
And the woman's there like, who is this lady? I'm like, this lady's getting my price down right here.
Yeah, right.
But that's what parents do. But if you think about it, if you're at that age, any price sounds insane.
That's a good point.
Because when they did this shit, it was probably so much cheaper.
That's true. And it's Manhattan. Like, come on. Yeah, she's out of the picture for too long. And inflation, it's all up.
It's crazy.
But I'm loving the migrants. Like, everybody's bitch about migrants. Come to my house. They're fixing everything for cheap.
That'd be great if they all just showed up. I thought my parents were bad. I got 6,000 migrants in my fucking backyard.
Well, they're ready to work. Build that drywall.
They're cooking on the fire pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're cooking cat.
Oh, by the way, I played in the
yes
MSG charity game for Garden of Dreams. Awesome fun. The Rizzler. This is the Rizzler.
Oh, this kid. I thought that was Stavros. He's got this move.
That's his move.
He's got one move, yeah.
But dude, that move is making a lot of money.
I thought, is the Black Panther? That's a little edgy.
The first date they did blackface.
Yeah.
Now let's not do that.
Yeah.
Dude, we played in the game. I don't know if I send you one of the things of it. Pull the picture of me and the Rizzler.
He's cute as hell. I love this kid.
I like the Rizzler. The other family's a little much. The other dad who's just going boom the whole time.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing. Boom. Well, I used to say boom occasionally.
I used to say boom.
And now I don't say it anymore because it's like he's stolen it.
Yeah, well, once the dad starts doing it, it's like this shit. What is it? I don't even know how to do it. The reverse Heil or whatever that was. What was that again? What do you call that? The twink? Dab. The dab.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it. Once you see a stepdad dabbing, you're like, all right, it's over.
It's not great.
Remember this one?
Oh, yeah, the kids doing that one? It is funny when the kids do it, though.
Look how cute!
He is a cute kid.
I was wondering why you were both doing that. I didn't know I thought it was a tough guy thing.
I sent the video, too. You can roll some of that in the background. It's pretty funny.
This is great. Dude, you're on the floor.
Oh, dude. We were playing. It was hilarious. Every legendary Nick was there, and holy shit, I was coming down with a cold too that I didn't realize until, because you run in full court.
Yeah,
for them it's nothing. Some of them are retired, so they're a little out of shape. But I'm playing with Jamal Crawford. This guy's been out of the league 2 years. He dropped 50 in a game a couple years ago. He was still good.
Wow.
So he's in incredible shape, and I'm like really winded, but I'm normally winded, but I'm like, wow, I'm like really winded. After the game, my friend's like, dude, you're like, yeah, there I am. It's like, you're like phlegmy as fuck.
Oh, really?
It's the Rizzler. But,
wait, I think I saw New York Nico, was that?
No.
What's that guy? That guy. He does like the food stuff.
Cooge. Meals by Cooge.
Yes.
Is that how you say Cooge? He was cool.
And then I saw Vinny from the Shore.
I was explaining Gary does, because Gary Veter on the road wants to do Gary Doesn't Miss. And I'm explaining this to him, and he's like, yeah, it needs a hook. I'm like, that's what I've been telling Gary. Needs a hook.
Yeah. Whoa, nice layup. Hey.
John Wallet.
Wow.
Yeah, good times, dude.
Whoa. Nice. Who needs Vincenzo anymore? We got you. Look at this.
Fun times, dude.
Special Olympics. Here we go. This is adorable. Big Justice and the Rizzler. Now, they got to give you a name, like Bagel Man or something. We need something for you. The Flying Locks, Poppin' Locks.
Yeah. No, good times, though, man. I mean, and it's like 9,000 people there.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's great. He looks familiar too.
Yeah, he's like a basketball influencer guy.
Yes.
Allen Houston, legend.
Wow.
Spreewell. Yeah, pretty cool.
Look at that. The kids are out. You're signing shit. This is amazing. Now, what is this? This money goes to...
Your dreams.
Aha.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but...
Couple Liberty over there, maybe?
No, some of the women were really good.
Aha.
Some of them were cooking, man. Good time to be in New York.
Hell of a time. This is incredible. Hometown boy makes good. This is great. Is the Rizzler from here?
They must.
He better be. He might be Long Island.
It's probably Jersey.
Okay.
Feels Jersey, doesn't it? I could be wrong. The dad the whole time going, boom! Everyone's like, all right, we get it. We get the...
Yeah. Everybody overdoes it. Remember Emerald? Bam! Bam! Everybody's going to have a thing, and they always overdo it. Comedy.
He was working.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. We bring the boom. I mean, this shit's huge. It's fucking... It's kind of... It's a bit much.
We're going to bring the boom!
Yeah, good for them. It's a family
This
affair.
dad is massive.
Wow.
This dad's on roids.
He must be.
He's huge.
You know what this fills the void of the local car ads? You know those local car ads like, come on down to Crazy Willie's. We got sales that'll make a hooker shit or whatever. And that kind of went away. And these guys fill that void of like having a catchphrase and family.
Yeah, this is going to... I wonder how long it's going to last. Like, how long can they possibly ride? It is very one note.
Yeah.
I wonder how long... But right now, people are like... no one got a bigger pop than the Rizzler.
Wow.
Like, there were Knicks legends there. And then people were like, the fucking Rizzler?
Hey, let it ride.
You can't beat being a Knicks legend. I know. This is crazy.
Oh, is this the Savannah Bananas? Oh, these guys are huge.
They're pretty cool. It's fun, man. I did a BP with Bert at their stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Bert almost missed the gig because he wanted to bat lead off as like a gag. And I was like, that'd be the funniest reason to stand up your fucking fans.
Yeah.
He was like, I wanted to get a single in a fucking...
I'll tell you, we did batting cages. Bert can hit.
Bert's an
He's
athlete.
good. Yeah, he's a hell of a baseball player. And skier, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like Bert is just like good at stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking... He's huge. This dad is huge.
It's also cute that these kids... If this was my dad, I'd be like, jeez, what are you doing, Dad? Get out of here. But these kids seem to be into it, so...
Well, they're going to hit like 13. They're going to go through that phase where it's like, fuck off, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, but right
like,
now...
Right now, it's... But also, he came up to me before and he's like, oh, I know you. We did a gig together. I was like, what gig could we possibly... Like, we did a gig?
Yeah, what
He
gig
was like,
did you
years
do?
ago, we did a gig. I'm like, what kind of gig would we have done?
Yeah.
I just blocked out a gig where I'm like, boom! We're just flexing. I'm like, oh yeah, I did the flex boom gig.
Yeah, maybe you were hammered. I don't know. Either way, the IDF should pick that up. Boom! Another bomb! All right. Well, hey, that's great. You're helping the community. And you're out on. You get to do. It's a win-win. It's good for a charity, and you get to be on the fucking garden floor.
We got to find some footage. I'm sure if you can find some footage of Jamal Crawford playing in that game, because dude, this guy is fucking unbelievable. I mean, maybe you could just find any footage of him just to show how unbelievable this guy is. But he's like a street ball guy who made the NBA. Not really. He's a organized player, but he's at that type of game. He can handle the ball.
Oh, nice.
Super nice guy too.
Wow.
But
what do we got to do to get Ewing down there?
Ewing's part of the Knicks again, dude. They brought him back.
What?
He's like part of the family now. I forgot what his job title is, but he's doing something for the Knicks. It's fucking
wow. That's great. Just good to have him back in the orbit,
dude. Fuck yeah. I don't know. So, but are you loving the new home right now?
I mean, it's pretty great, but it's, this faucet doesn't work, and that light switches out. So there's little things like that. I'm living out of a suitcase, but
you have the stuff in there.
We're in there.
You have the furniture?
Furniture's in, but, coats are in one box. My toothbrush is in another thing. I'll tell you, being on a road guy, having your suitcase is huge.
That's him right there. I mean, look at that.
Woo! Shake and bake.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, living out of a suitcase is fucking... It's unacceptable.
It's hell, but
that's our life too. You also
I know.
Like, even when I'm moved in, I'm kind of living out of a suitcase.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am, but I'm saying it worked out because she doesn't know where anything is, but like the little shit, like the remote. I just put the remote in a box and packed it and moved. So now I got the TV all set up. I'm like, here we go. I got the cable on. The Alexa's cooking. The modem's running. Where the hell's that remote?
You use Alexa?
I do.
You're the only dude. What else do you use? TiVo?
Boom! Uh-oh.
You use Alexa? Alexa is horrible.
I love it. I go, what's the weather, bitch? And she tells you. For some reason, I love that weather. That's all I use it for.
You're going back to the Rizzler rapping. You pull that back up.
Can we get him in here? I mean, I'm not allowed near him, but I'd love to get him in here.
The remote not working or not having the remote is, luckily, my girlfriend packed all that shit in a box, so it's like, I would have lost it, dude.
Women are good.
But then you also run the risk of you tape it to the TV, now it's like all fucking gross.
Right. Yeah, it's got that goo on it, which we're no strangers to a sticky remote. But I finally found it. But TVs now, they're all flat and skinny, and you got them on the wall, so there's no buttons. You know, you're feeling it up like a preteen, and if you need the remote now.
I know, I do miss that, just not knowing now you need an actual remote.
You have to have it, or the TV's worthless. It's so weird. So I finally found it. Now once you got a TV going and there's boxes everywhere, it still feels like a home.
I know.
You know, you're like, we can watch a game or a movie or
just
something.
Background, just having some background
totally
stuff on. But also it's like crazy sports season right now. So just having any football, basketball, baseball on, it's fucking great.
It's great. It's just good to have it going. You feel like your life is in order a little bit, but. Backyard, we got turf going down.
Turf,
baby. I don't want to mow the lawn.
Yeah.
So I got turf, and then I got a big bed.
A little hole, a little green going.
I'll do some green.
Golf.
Good idea. Fire pit. Might get the cold plunge.
Oh shit! I've converted him.
Maybe.
Bert.
It'll help me wake up.
Bert and Rogan always posting about it.
Yeah.
And then doing it with Bert on the road, I was like, fuck, this is pretty.
It works.
Dude, I did it this morning. I feel great.
Wow.
I love it.
That's a very white guy thing. I feel like black people don't fuck with cold plunge.
Do they not?
I don't think. Call in.
Yeah, Kevin Hart did a cold plunge show.
Well, I think that's how rare it is that they had to have a show about it. I don't think that. I think that's white people shit.
Is it white people shit?
All right, okay, maybe the athletes. All right, maybe I'm off.
You just Google black person cold plunge. What a fucking great Google.
I mean, from my knowledge, it's like Chris Rock's joke. When they make a heated hockey rink, we're going to take that shit too.
Yeah.
I don't know if they love the cold.
Interesting. But like if you work out,
yeah,
you probably or if you just like want to wake up, man. I just kind of like it.
Do you get a bag of ice? How do you get it cold like that?
You get a little tank and put it in, and it chills it. You don't want to leave it on for too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent $500 on mine, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it was on sale. It works. It's great.
Yeah. And you just filled it up with a hose and then hit the tank and it gets freezing?
Yeah, dude.
That's a little bigger than that, right?
That's what I got.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Woo, baby.
Not everyone puts the hands under. I put the hands under sometimes, but man, it gets fucking cold.
Now, how small does the dick get?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, is it full micro?
Oh, it's embarrassing. After I was in there, because it also increases the sex drive, which is such a weird thing that my dick's getting smaller, but then I'm hornier. It like doesn't make sense. But
that could be a bit.
She was the lady was sucking the balls, and I swear to God, I was like, "You got to stop." I think my ball went inside my body. Because that's how shriveled shit gets.
Wow.
And it kind of did. And I kind of like tapped and it came back out. I was like, oh my God, what's my balls? A turtle's head now? What the hell's going on? This is horrible. But yeah, no, it's embarrassing. It's definitely one of the things where I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm alone for this.
Yeah,
But I feel like back in the day, if you were like, living in the wilderness, you just jump in naked.
Yes.
Your friends are like, look at our dicks.
Yeah.
Look how small our dicks are.
It's amazing an Eskimo ever got laid. Just with that cold water. But all right, because when I work out, my dick I think it's like a safety issue. My dick goes in.
Why is that?
I think because, it's like fight or flight. Your dick's
and that's when we're naked. It's so weird. Like,
I know.
So we work out, then we go to the locker room. That's why it's always weird when the guy's just hanging out and you're like, you know it doesn't look good.
I know.
I towel up for all you guys.
Yes.
Because this is fucking not looking good.
Yeah, and not looking great for Whitey. My gym was multicultural, so these old white guys are walking around with acorns, and I'm like, you're killing us, man. Cover that shit up.
It's the same as when I play in that Knicks game. I'm like, I'm okay for a white guy.
Right, exactly.
But these Knicks are killing. Even the Rizzler's killing me. What the hell?
That Rizzler, he's talented.
The Rizzler.
he's got it.
He has it.
He has it.
He has
Something
the
about
it
him.
I love. I got to be honest. I love that cold plunge. The problem is you don't want to turn into one of these people that talks about it.
Yes.
Because it has turned into a cult. You turn into one of these people that, like, I was making fun of List when he did the martial arts.
Oh, yeah.
Because, the guy who starts doing the moves on people. You do a few martial arts classes, you're like, come here.
Right.
Come here. Let me show you. Let me show you this move. And you're like, dude, come, please, no.
Yeah, it used to be, because now it's cold plunge. It used to be CrossFit.
Yeah.
Remember, like 10 years ago, everybody was doing CrossFit. Then it became a cult. Then everybody got.
Oh, it is a cult, but those people look amazing.
They look great.
I was in a hotel once, and it was some convention, and they were all there, and I was like, these chicks are fucking hot.
Oh yeah, they're toned.
These dudes are hot.
Yeah.
They all get the V.
Yes.
Lean down to that shriveled cock.
So yeah, it goes ice plunge, martial arts, and then you're bow hunting. Eventually, then we lost you.
That is kind of cool.
It is,
because at least you're giving the animal, like, look, they don't have a chance really, but they have more of a chance than if you're just out there with like a fucking rifle or something.
As long as you don't do the marathon.
The marathon?
Yeah, marathon people talk about marathons all day long.
I was in line with some of them coming back from Europe. We were in the line going through customs, and a bunch of people had just done the, I guess, German, was it Berlin did a marathon? Somewhere in Germany. And all these people had the jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Look, if you do marathons, I respect the hell out of that, though.
Sure, just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know. It's not a good story.
No.
What happened next? Did you keep running?
Right. I used to bang this gal who worked at Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
And she would run the marathon every year. So we had like a casual sexual relationship. And then she'd hit me up and I was like, oh, maybe she wants me to come over. And she's like, can you sponsor me? And I'm like, now what does that mean? She goes, well, you give me money. And I'm like, to do what? And she's like, so I can run. And I was like, why does the money matter?
You're basically paying for the sex.
You're right.
You were fucking her. And then she was like, can you sponsor? So you're indirectly paying to fuck her.
Well, I didn't pay. She didn't get any money because I kept asking so many questions that she was like, forget it. And I never saw her again. She never fucked me again either.
Did you just didn't respond?
Well, I was just like, so wait, I don't get why you need money. She's like, well, I'm in the marathon.
That's even worse. The fact that you broke down how stupid her thing is.
Yes. And I didn't mean anything by it. I was just literally curious, genuinely curious. And I was like, so wait, where does the money go? She's like, well, you sponsor people. And I'm like, to run? Running is free.
Your whole thing is stupid.
Yes.
But I'm with you. You're right.
I still don't understand it.
Does
so
it
she
go
dumped
to
me.
Charity?
I don't know.
Let's go to charity.
Give it a goog.
If
I
it
have
goes
no
to
idea.
charity, I get it. But yeah, just sponsor you. It's like, I don't get it. It must go to charity.
I get if I'll sponsor a kid's basketball team or a pizza shop sponsors a little league team. I get that. So
it helps. Yeah, it helps them pursue their sport. I guess. What the fuck?
What
so
am
you're not
am I buying
sponsoring
Asics?
How is it sponsor? So I'm sponsoring a white woman who likes to run.
Yes.
and a child in malaria. That's the two?
Yeah, I'll give the money to malaria. How about that? Why am I giving it to the white woman who works at Goldman Sachs?
A child with did I say a child in malaria?
Yeah, well, it's beautiful.
He lives in malaria
in the summers.
It's a bad place. It's a bad place to live.
Yeah, the death rate is high. But yeah. Financial support for their training. You jog, you go out, you run back. That's
you just told me she worked at Goldman Sachs. She's doing all right. You're a struggling comic.
It's literally the cheapest sport. Yeah. There's zero money involved. You don't even need shoes, really.
You do need shoes.
I guess you need shoes.
You got to have good shoes.
Remember
when the whole running movement became a thing?
Oh, yeah.
You go to the running store and they're like, let me.
Yes.
And you're like, we can figure this out without the scale.
Totally.
I can figure. The Kenyans aren't even using shoes.
Right.
There's so many people who although I do see footage of these basketball players playing in the 80s in Converse. And you're that could not have been good for you.
No.
No wonder these guys had fucked up ankles and
That's
knees.
true. Yeah.
It hurts me when I walk in Converse.
Same. It's like plywood. There's no soul. Those All-Stars, they look great, but
players used to play in these.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fucking Pumas.
I don't know how the men did it. Like dress shoes. My dad wore black dress shoes
By the
every
way,
day.
every woman just rolled their. I don't know how men do it. we're so cool.
That's true.
We have a woman coming in right now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's
Oh, you're good.
Come in. No, don't worry about
All
it.
good.
We usually do a little.
Tina, what's shaking?
How are you? Yeah, right there.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, so
Hey.
nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
Hi, honey. Good to see you. Wow.
How are you?
Making the rounds. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah,
I hear ya.
But take the mic out.
Sorry.
Where are you coming from?
I was down at Betches, but then I did Today's Show this morning. It's
Wow.
It's like how much shit can you
Who
put in one
hosted
day?
today's show now? It's Hoda, right?
It's Hoda and Jenna. Yeah. So I pop in all the time and do little like spots for them and shit.
I thought it was
oh my God. I love that we have some Pepsi AC because I literally.
you want some?
I just took one in the car. My acid reflux, I'm like choking.
Oh, yeah?
What do you
Yeah.
drink?
Take one.
And you,
Yeah.
If you want.
Well, I just took one. Can you OD on Pepsi AC?
Yeah,
Probably
you don't
not.
want to take too much.
You get
Okay. Well, we'll wait. We'll see if the other one. Yeah. We're
Get them to
taking it all.
sponsor
We
you.
were just talking
Honestly.
about, Mark and I were just complaining about how certain men's shoes are uncomfortable and we had to
Yeah.
catch ourselves because women, you guys were like,
No, we're all fucking uncomfortable. I mean, I just put on a low
yeah.
boot.
Let's
I had
do
on a
that.
stiletto, and
That
I just
would
threw
kill
this
me.
on in the car. I'm like fucking dying.
They look great, but that would ruin me.
No,
Two minutes in that, I would kill myself.
Can I tell you, I now have really bad sciatica where on my right side, because when I stand on stage in heels, I like tilt to the right. So now my leg just goes numb. Like I have to see a
why
fucking
not just
physical
wear, like,
therapist.
cool sneakers?
Because I can't. Listen, I can, but I feel like I like to feel put together.
All right.
All right, I'm sorry.
I love
I'm not a jeans and t-shirt kind of gal.
Good
you know
for
what I mean?
you.
Fuck it.
Yes.
Are we recording?
Killing it.
Thank you.
we're
Full
recording.
glam. Okay, great. We love this.
what else are you doing while you're in town?
I'm just jerking everybody off. Being like, listen, watch the special. Yeah, honestly. I've got giant, enormous hands. I'm really good at it.
Oh, that's not good.
I wanna hear that.
Yeah, never mind. Take it back. Give me a small Asian
Small
lady.
hands.
Yeah.
It is weird. That is a turn off. I saw a really
That big
attractive-
hand?
I saw an attractive
Yeah.
woman the other day. And she had really big hands, and I was like, eh.
Is this too big? Or right
you're
camera? Is that
fine.
okay?
You're all right.
Okay, but I have nice like nails, so I can like
Yeah.
kind of stroke the dick while you do it. You know, just
Ooh.
saying. I'm talented.
I got a hand job once on shrooms
Yeah.
and the nails, and I was like, there's a claw on my dick. It was too much.
You can't go around to the backside with the nail, like you can't fuck with that, but you
No.
can like lightly, gently tickle the balls with a nail.
Boy,
yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah, that's where I'm at in my life. How are you guys?
You're
I'm
married.
gonna write that.
I'm
down.
married. Yeah,
Did I meet your?
I think you met Jeff. Yeah, back in Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, we looked it up. Matt looked it up, and he goes, she's married to Jeff Daniels. And
yes.
I was like, he was like the actor. I was like, no, she's not married to fucking Jeff Daniels.
No, but I was doing ESPN yesterday. One of the producers came in. And he's like, "Man, can you please tell your husband I just love Dumb and Dumber?" I was like, "I will." I did not want to I didn't want to crush his spirit. So I was like, "Yeah, it's that Jeff Daniels."
Yeah.
But I also use his name carries a lot more weight than when I try and make like a nice dinner reservation than my name. So I always call and I use Jeff Daniels, and they think it's Newsroom or Dumb and Dumber Jeff Daniels. Yeah.
Oh, and then they're so disappointed.
And they're so unbelievably disappointed when my ass walks in.
But then he shows the ID. And
Yeah, and they're like, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah.
That's not bad because you're not lying.
You're not lying.
a guy should change his name to like Tom Cruise, but like CRUZ.
Yes. Yes.
And then you're like,
that.
no, I didn't. It's not the Tom Cruise. I'm
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
This is y'all's fault for not figuring this out. Yeah.
It's weird. My uncle's name is Putin. So, a lot of restaurants won't have us.
There's some real estate agent in Dallas, and she's insane, but she looks just like me. And her name, it's Heather McMahan, and she like sells townhomes, and she's got the big fake tits and does the whole thing. And I'm like, I think I might.
Can we
just
pull
like,
her up?
Yeah,
Pull her up.
Heather McMahon, a realtor. She may spell it O-N.
Oh, okay. Like Vince.
Realtors are like taking over Instagram because we all like looking at.
Well, they're good looking.
Well, that's me. Why I play?
Not just that though, like a home.
Oh, yeah. This house
David
porn.
Tell had a bit about like how he's like, I'm more turned on by real estate than I am porn at this point. Like
I am too.
I'll pull on like a website and be like, washer, dryer.
There she is.
Yeah,
There's my girl. Real estate. Look at her.
That's so
Oh,
down.
she's
at her.
so fucking hot. I live for her.
So,
I would buy a condo from her. I would.
go through the back door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then the rest is it's just getting sad.
Does she know? Does she
Yeah.
know of you?
Come on.
I don't know if she knows of me. I feel like she's probably been to a show. She looks like my core demographic.
She's in
but-
Dallas.
Yeah, of course.
Be at the Majestic soon, Heather McMahon. Heather McMahon, is that?
I think she's related to Vince. Watch out.
So I used to tell dudes all the time in college. They'd always be like, "Is Vince like? Are you related to Vince McMahon?" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I am." Like, don't fuck around. Buy me
didn't
some
check the
drinks.
spelling?
No, they didn't check the. No, of course they didn't fucking check the spelling. But I used to get free drinks all the time because everyone thought I was a a part of the WWE empire.
Wow.
Yeah, I know how to milk that.
Did you watch it at all?
Wasn't really into wrestling. Were you a big wrestling guy?
No, I wasn't. But the scandal is, I mean, he got his daughter in there. He had a whole storyline where he's having sex with his daughter. Then he cheats on his wife in front of her.
Wait, that was one of the storylines?
That was one of the storylines.
Yeah,
No, the fuck it wasn't.
You got to see it.
Oh, you could pull it up. He
I've
makes
never-
himself the bad guy. Pull up Vince cheats on wife in front of her with Trish.
His storyline, he puts his wife in a wheelchair.
She's got some, dude, it is
You got to
hilarious.
see it. You don't even, wrestling doesn't even matter. It's just him being such a psycho.
It's funnier, yeah. I mean,
Poor Linda.
Linda McMahon in a wheelchair.
Did she run for office?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she obviously lost, but she did run.
Oh, look at the old young
Oh, The Rock.
Pebble.
I still get hot for The Rock.
Oh, who doesn't?
I mean,
he
he's
was
hot.
fucking
Smell
incredible.
what he's cooking. Okay, so this is Vince, and this is this
Trish Stratus. Oh, I hate when it's like the dude. You just wanna
Oh,
see-
Yeah, I just want to
Dude.
see the raw footage.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, here's a peeve. Reaction videos.
Yes.
Just give us the video.
Give us the fucking video.
There's no talent involved. You're just reacting.
Just a 9/11 crash. And guy's like, oh, this is fucked up.
two of them.
What the? Oh, fuck. What the fuck?
Wait.
So this is a woman he hired to be his mistress, and there's his wife in the wheelchair, and that's his real wife. So he brought
You
the
get an
whole
idea
thing.
who's
This is
pushing these
Linda?
storylines.
Yeah.
No, Linda's in the wheelchair.
Also, I wear that exact outfit on stage.
So the entire world, so that everybody on SmackDown can get a good long look at my wife. Come on, Trish, let's go. Humiliation.
And they asked the wife, "How are you okay with this?" And she goes, "Well, it was the storyline, you know. He's the heel."
But he is actually cheating.
They
on-
said
on
she's
top.
medicated. She doesn't even know she's here. So now she's popping pills. Wait.
It's quite an elaborate way to cheat.
Even though she's heavily medicated, she can hear.
That's real wife.
I look like Linda right now. I'm so dead inside.
No, come on.
Occurred to me that I spare no expense for my wife's comfort, considering the condition she's in. I want you all to know that actually I provide her with the best.
All right, I feel like we got
Yeah,
it,
we
but
got
I think
it.
it's somebody makes out with
The makeout.
the
Can you
younger
skip to
lady.
The makeout is pretty funny.
This
Yeah,
poor Linda. I
Yeah,
guess she's
there it
counting the
is.
money.
Was
Here
it?
is.
Wait.
I mean, he's right.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Oh my God.
This
What
is
is
wild.
happening?
Never-
It's a hell of a documentary.
Linda gets up and like beats this woman's ass, right?
No.
that's one of the turns later on. She does get out of the wheelchair and like kick him in the nuts.
But what's the deal with the daughter? He fucks the daughter?
No,
Is
he
that what
pitched that storyline and they were like, no.
No,
Yeah.
you fucking creep. So what is a new Netflix documentary? Because isn't there one about how he's like an absolute creep?
That's what it is.
That's what
They
it
didn't
is.
go-
Okay.
But the real, see, I'm like Mark. I was like kind of a wrestling fan, but
Yeah.
casual.
Casual.
Yeah,
And I have a
is
friend-
anybody really a casual wrestling fan?
No, I liked it.
Okay, okay.
Here's my point. As a kid, I really liked it, but as an adult, I don't watch anymore. But
Right.
this brought me back. But my friend Mike Lawrence is still a hardcore fan, and he was like, "No, all of us wrestling nerds are like, they didn't go nearly hard enough on him."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard he was shitting on chess.
Oh yeah, and he was involved in a murder. Like they,
He was wait, for real?
yeah, with
The shitting on the chest, I would absolutely believe, but a murder?
What happened?
Jimmy. Look up Jimmy Snuka murder.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
here we
murder
go.
Vince McMahon covered up.
Whoa!
This guy's insane.
Wow. And this is a guy who got you a ton of free drinks.
A ton of free drinks.
Good.
No
time.
dates though, because that was the thing. It really backfired. Guys were like, oh fuck, I don't want to fuck with you.
Right.
But a lot of free drinks. Maybe roofied a couple times, you know. But it's
Handle it.
Have you really been roofied?
oh yeah, I've been roofied before.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was roofied once in college, and I was actually at a fraternity party, and I was with one of my buddies who was like one of my best friends, and I had one vodka cranberry, and I was down, and it wasn't like my buddy was with me, so he was like, "What the fuck happened?" Because I mean, listen, I can handle my liquor, and I literally I hit the ground.
I got roofied once.
Whoa.
too.
Yeah,
and
it was
that's the
fucking
same
crazy.
Shit that happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I was immediately like
but by the
violently
way, the drink
ill.
was not meant for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't. I
I was
was.
at some frat house and they were handing it to a girl and she was like, I'm too fucked up. I was like, I'll drink it, and I just fucking downed it, and that's all I remember.
Wow.
This is how I know it was absolutely. I was absolutely roofied. It was my first drink of the night. It was the only thing I
Yeah.
had,
Damn.
and it was at like a Halloween party, and I just went down. But shout out to my boy Obi who took me home, and
All right,
a
Obi.
real class act.
Luckily, you
Yeah.
were dressed as Terry Schiavo.
Dressed as Triple H, so nobody fucked with me. Yeah,
Damn, scary. In a frat house, it's so cliche.
it's so cliche. Yeah, and I don't
I'm
know.
not aware of it.
I honestly,
Do you think they're ever raping someone? They're like, are we hacks?
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I lived a wild life in college though, but only roofied really once.
Really? What kind of wild life?
I mean, I just like really leaned in. I was a sorority girl. I did it all. I went to a big SEC college, so I just really knew how to like. I lived.
Mississippi.
I went to Ole Miss, so I lived like the all American college dream.
Yeah,
You know?
same.
Yeah, where'd you go to school?
Well, I went to LSU.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know
so
if we can. Did you watch the game this weekend?
We might have fucked.
Yeah. I think we did fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was crazy just going to those games. And we had
Yeah.
Tigerland, which was the area all the bars were in. That was what it was called. We also had an actual tiger in a cage you could just visit.
And that was like, wasn't it the tiger sometimes like out of the bars or some shit? Like
There'd be a guy who would bring a cage in a car, like it was on a truck bed.
That's
and
the
we'd all
most
look at it.
Cajun shit I've ever heard.
PETA hated it. You know? But Tigerland was crazy. And at the end, Tigerland would have a bus that would go around, pick all the drunk kids up so they wouldn't drive and drop you off at the dorms. So the bus was the best party.
Of course.
Everyone's hammered by this point. Now we're all on the bus together and we're all making out, getting blown, fist fights.
Just fingering galore.
Oh.
Absolutely. We had the Rebel ride, and that it was a big white van. And then we had this guy, because, we didn't have Ubers when we were in college.
Right.
We had this guy named Vern, who's absolutely on a no-fly list. And he would pick you up in a white van, and it was called Angel Taxi.
What?
And everybody's parents, gave their credit card to Vern at the beginning of the semester, and you'd have an open tab.
Yeah.
And Vern would come pick you up, and you get in his literally windowless white van, and he would drive you around Mississippi, and you didn't think twice about it.
Wow.
Vern's still doing the thing. Even though there's Uber and Lyft now, he's still
Vern
running
also
Angel
went
Taxi.
by BTK serial killer.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
I can't believe you went to LSU.
Well, I failed out.
Oh.
But I got...
How did you fail out of LSU?
I failed out of 3 colleges.
No fucking shit.
I failed out of UNO. I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Failed out of UNO. Then I went to Baton Rouge Community to get the grades up. Then I went to LSU. Then I failed out of there and went to Southeastern in Homa.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been all over. My parents made me finish.
Yeah.
Sounds dirty.
That sounds very dirty.
But
Dad, it makes me come.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it does.
I just wanted to do comedy, so I moved here, and my parents were like, you have to finish. So I finished online, which is a huge joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean,
Well, it's funny, I feel like a degree means so much less now, but to our
it's
parents,
pointless.
it meant so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss and Alabama were the only 2 schools I got into. So I thought I was going to go to Pepperdine and go out and do some intense theater program. And they were like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
And so I had 2 weeks before graduation. It was Ole Miss and Alabama were the only 2 schools. And I visited Alabama. I swear to God, I saw a guy snort cocaine off a chicken tender. And I said, fuck Tuscaloosa.
Whoa.
I will not go here. And I said, I'm going to Ole Miss. And that was
Whoa.
it. Yeah.
Chicken tender.
Chicken
That
tender.
is the least classy way to do cocaine.
Amen. And people think I'm making it up. I was like, no. I was 18 and I saw.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't figure out what race that is. I'm trying to put that together racially.
He
Stereotype.
was white.
Okay,
And he was
okay.
like a 10th year senior at Alabama. I was just like, I can't do this.
Whatever happened to a mirror? Chicken
that's
tender's
what I
got all
said.
the grooves in it and stuff.
Ugh.
Right. And you know what? In Alabama, Ole Miss, I mean, we have those thick, juicy tenders.
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah.
like a slim tender. It was a thick, greasy tender.
Damn.
Hey, it's a
Yeah.
balanced meal, I guess.
There you go. So, yeah.
But sorry.
No, go ahead.
Ole Miss is beautiful. We used to go to foam parties there.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful campus, like old Southern, slave shit.
Yeah, a lot of slave shit.
Plantations and all that. But it's so pretty, and the trees. It's a beautiful
Keeps
campus.
getting more descriptive.
Yeah.
They're doing our work for us. We weren't paying them. It
Well,
was
we had a
great.
tiger in a cage. They had something else. But,
Yeah, well, actually, when I look back, my sorority house, I was a Delta Gamma. We lived in this beautiful house, and then we'd have James, who was our house manager. He would run everything in the house, and on Fridays we'd all be so fucking hungover because date nights and party nights were Thursday nights.
Right.
So we'd have Fried Friday. So literally, he would play the piano, and he'd be singing Amazing Grace, and there'd be all these white sorority girls laying hungover in the floor, and the other women who worked in the kitchen would just come and lay hands on you and exercise the demons, and then feed you hush puppies. And he's just when I look back, it was super fucked up, but that was my crew.
That's
Yeah.
a good time.
Are you
Yeah.
from Georgia originally?
I'm from Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you still live in Atlanta?
I still live in Atlanta.
Hell yeah.
I moved back to Atlanta a while ago. I was living in the city, but pandemic hit, and I was like, I want some space. So
Yeah.
I live on a golf course, next to a country club. It's good.
Good for you.
It's good. Now when I come back to New York, I stay at a nice hotel, and I don't have to schlep for 4 days, and I go to all my favorite restaurants, and
What are your favorite restaurants?
I mean, all the nice ones that you can't get into. You know what I mean? So
Jeff Daniels here.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I love Il Buco.
yeah.
We went to Fort Charles the other night, which was
burger.
it was insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So worth it. And what I like about Fort Charles is the guy who's waiting on us, what was his name? Brandon immediately halfway through, I was like, dude, I'm going to need a heater after this. And he pulled out a Newport out of his pocket. And I was like, my man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Damn.
that kind of service. Where else? We go everywhere. I like to dine.
Sure.
That's my hobby.
Yeah, that's
Look at that.
insane.
Yeah.
Do you get
wow.
the bacon on it or no?
Oh, I get the bacon on it. And we got the steak, which was insane. That's the French dip's insane.
Oh, I love a French dip.
I did a show at Peter Luger last night.
Wait, at Luger?
Really?
Yeah, well,
How was
those
that?
pop-up guys, David Levine, and
Oh, yeah, those guys are good.
So, but now our whiskey, Mark and I, our whiskey Bodega
Sell a
Cat
hooch.
Hell yeah.
is now going to be at Peter Luger. So we were all
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Shout out Stefan, who's a big We Might Be Drunk listener as well. Thank you, Ben and Haley, for having our whiskey
Yes.
at Peter Luger. Stefan, one of the bartenders there, was like, I listened to every episode. I was so mad Strip House got Bodega Cat before we did.
Yeah.
But we're
Hell
there.
yeah.
Wait, let me see the Bodega Cat.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Take a swig.
Okay, so is it hard getting into the liquor biz? Let's be honest. I feel like there's
tough.
so much red tape.
It's crazy. We've been struggling, but we got a guy to help us, and he mediates all of it. So
Congratulations.
we don't know what
Thank
we're
you.
doing.
Taste this in a little bit. The acid reflux is still pretty,
Hey,
Yeah,
take
pretty
the time.
tough.
We can make you a Pepsid martini.
Yeah,
You
honestly.
know what sucks about acid reflux is everything good is acidic.
Everything.
Coffee.
I know.
Tomatoes, cigarettes,
Yeah, it's true.
shrimp cocktail. Everything is too acidic.
Citrus, yeah, it's everything.
Congratulations. Look at that Bodega Cat at Peter Luger's. That's huge.
That's
Hell
pretty
yeah.
iconic. Yeah, we were. It was great. Soda was on the show. We had
Oh, nice.
We had a fun
Nice.
night. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
I got to ask, back to Hot Lana.
Hot Atlanta hit me.
Which I know no one says.
No, can I be honest with you? I say Hot Atlanta.
Okay,
As a
great.
native Atlantan, I say it. It's fucking hot. So if you're like, it's Hot Atlanta, yes, that's an accurate description of it.
Love it. Well, first we got to talk about Johnny's Hideaway.
The best bar in the world.
The best bar in the world. I mean, it's Cougar Heaven.
Yeah, I mean, the bartenders literally wear T-shirts that say "Got Cougars." So people don't know about it. Johnny's Hideaway is like,
I haven't
you
been
know,
to it.
What?
Oh,
Have I been to it? I don't
There's a
know.
line out the door every Saturday. It's hard
Yeah.
to get in, but it's old school.
mirrored dance floor. They play the best music. It is such a vibe. You can still smoke in there.
Oh, yeah.
Great chicken tenders. It is my favorite place. In fact, after my dad's funeral, all my friends took me to Johnny's Hideaway. Like we celebrate sad times, good times, all the times at Johnny's.
You need a bar like that.
Look at
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood's there with, is it Prince Harry? Good times. Yeah, it's red, it's velvety, it's
Yeah.
wooden, it's just killer. It's just
Man,
a
that'd be
great
pretty badass
dive.
to serve Clint Eastwood a drink.
Yeah. So definitely. And then I got
Still alive?
94.
Wow.
He's 94. He's still making shit.
I know.
It's crazy. Some of these directors now, like, isn't Ridley Scott's making a new Gladiator? He's fucking 87.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah, Biden's got to see that and go, ah, shit, I fucked up. Damn it, I don't have it. But then we got to talk about the Claremont
Another great establishment.
I've been there.
staple.
That hotel
Yeah.
is great too.
So, the main gal who dances there, she got a breast reduction.
No.
And she used to crush the beer cans with her
Yes,
tits.
yes.
And we actually, again, we go there all the time. And shout out to my favorite dancer, Coco. She's phenomenal.
Is that Blondie who got the
Yeah, Blondie. Yeah, Blondie used to crush the Coke cans. And we were there like maybe 2 years ago. And someone was like, do the can thing. And she's like, fuck you. I got my tits done. I can't do the cans. But we go there. I mean, every other month. Like, it is just an Atlanta staple.
It is. It's a great spot.
Cash
It's
only.
like Clapton not playing Layla. That's
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
That's your thing, the titty beer can crush. It is kind of gross though.
No, it's fantastic. And I
I love
love
it.
going to strip clubs, like really good strip clubs, because I have a raspy voice and big tits and blonde hair. Everyone thinks that I used to dance. So I get really VIP service. They're always like, girl, I know you. I don't know where I know you from, but I get free lap dances. Like, I really get treated like a queen.
Where do you get recognized the most?
Where? I mean, probably a fucking Nordstrom rack, like wherever a bunch of women are like fighting for their lives. That's where I get recognized.
I love a
mean,
Nordstrom
obviously in the
rack.
South, like I've got a really strong Southern audience, but it's funny because, wait, I told you this, Sam, before. We were on a flight together and we hadn't met yet. And it was such a great example of how different our audiences are. Where you're sitting in front of me in first class and this guy gets on, he's like, fuck yeah, Sam, fuck you, dude, fucking love you. Like just screaming, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
A fan gets on, sits right across from me. She goes, oh my God, Heather, you have to stay at my hotel. It's called the Dewberry in Charleston. I'll hook it up. Rooms for free. I love you, bitch. And I was like, it's just such a difference.
Your fans are giving you shit.
My fans are
mine
giving
told
me
to get
shit.
fucking bent. Hell.
Yeah. I mean, women are wild though, because I don't know I don't know how your fans are, but like women, they'll just get backstage. You know?
Oh, yeah,
You're just in your dressing room. You're like, how the fuck did you get back here?
Really?
Yeah, because they're not threatening to security.
Right. I had this exact thing happen
You
to
gotta
me.
get a bigger female audience.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Well, I have 3.
Okay.
But I did a show in Chelsea last week. Paul Rudd is in the green room just randomly, and I'm like, oh my god, Paul Rudd, he's so handsome, he looks great. And I did a set, and I get off, and he goes, hey, funny stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm talking to Paul Rudd, and this woman barges in the green room and goes, I gotta say, I've seen you 3 times this week. You did the same material. I'm upset, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm talking to Paul Rudd, and how the hell did you get back here? But Paul Rudd's like, oh, fuck this guy. And
Wow.
it ruined my chances of blowing Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is boys with our friend Peter Schrager, the sportscast. And I did the Night at Too Many Stars thing for Robert Smigel. There was a dropout, obviously. And I ended up having like a mixed set. Like I shouldn't have closed on a dead baby joke, maybe at a benefit. But you know what? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I got off, and it's a weird feeling when that last joke doesn't hit. Because I just look over, and Harvey Keitel's like this. And then I look over and Steve Buscemi's like, and then I look over and Paul Rudd is doing this. And I was like, thank God for Paul Rudd.
He's a cool dude, but this lady was, just ruining my vibe with him because she's basically calling me a hack.
But she's like a fan, clearly.
I know, but I'm like, how did she get back here? But she was non-threatening.
But sometimes when people are too big of a fan, they know too much.
Yeah.
And you can't, and sometimes they don't understand. You got to pad some of that material.
Yeah.
But like, because I got that in London too, where people were like, I've heard some of these jokes, and I'm like, well, it was like over 40 and new. At a certain point, I got to make it a full show.
Question, what do they expect? You're also running the fucking material.
Exactly.
That is how you do it. You work on it.
I know.
Like, what do they want? I had a woman back.
It's rare. This is rare.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I had a woman come back to one of my, she stuck into my dressing room. I was doing a show in Indianapolis, and she just went up to security. And, like a lot of my fans, they dress up. Like I like to, I always show up on stage, like really dressed up. And so, the security guard just saw another white woman like coming through, and she's like, oh, I'm her cousin, I'm good. She just said, my name's Lane, I'm good. And so they let her through, and I get off stage and I sweat like fucking Cat Williams. Like I need a beach towel to like wring out after I'm done. So I immediately strip off like my costume, if you will, my glitter suit, and I'm standing there butt fucking naked, and this girl just goes, I found you.
Oh my God.
You know what you don't say to somebody? I found you.
Oh my Lord.
So I kind of paused a second. I said, you sure did. Hold on one second. Let me put on some underwear. And I turn around. She goes, oh, don't worry. I'm not going to touch you. I said, that's the second thing you don't say to someone.
Yes.
And she was harmless.
Buffalo Bill was more subtle.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Put the lotion in the basket.
And I said, how did you get back here? She's like, oh, I just told security, like, I was your cousin. My name's Lane. And I was like, well, honestly, good for you. She's like, now we have a party bus. Do you want to get on? There's like 200 girls on there. I was like, no, I don't. I want to put on a fucking bra and have some chicken tenders. Leave me alone.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about fans. They know everything about you except the fact that you don't want to hang out with them. You know what I mean?
But this is like the one fan. I feel like most of the people that stop us are so cool.
Yeah.
Most of the people know.
That's true.
But I know what you mean. Like the one person who's just like, sneaks back there and lied to your family member. Like, you don't know that that's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they think he'll want to hang out with me though. It's me.
Yeah,
it's me. I'm Carl. I'm fun.
But part of me does kind of respect it that they're doing something insane for the story.
Yes, exactly.
I like my girls because they have money, so I get nice gifts. I'll lean in. I get really nice stuff, monogrammed. I get some jewelry. Oh yeah, my girls know how to treat me right.
I get like half a bottle of whiskey. I drank the first part of this, but it's High West. Dude. It's good stuff.
I get homemade edible cake or whatever. So this is a cake I made with a lot of weed in it. I'm like, so there's drugs and you made it? This is a weird combo.
Would you feel weird about taking a baked good? Because I
do it all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I do it too. I mean, it's like when
I'm the same way.
When the sugars get low, I need that sweet treat fix.
Same.
That's my downfall. It really is. Like a warm chocolate chip cookie with perfect amount of salt on top. Fuck me up.
I mean, if you wanted to kill me, put a little fentanyl in that, and I'll eat it. There you go, folks.
A Levain box of cookies with fentanyl, it's a wrap.
That's it.
I love those.
They're so fucking good.
What's your vice on the road? Like, can you drink and party on the road?
I drink and party on the road too much. And then, you stay up late, then you hit the diner, now you're eating a fucking meatloaf at 4 a.m.
Now that you ran out of Pepsi AC, the whole fucking thing.
The late eating hurts me almost as much. That's the age I'm at. The late eating hurts almost as much as the booze.
I'm right there with you.
Ice cream, too, will get me. That's the local ice cream shop. It's been open for 400 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
Salt
put it in
and
my
straw.
ass.
Yeah, the IBS flares up. Now you're shitting yourself right before you go on stage.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm trying not to do. I'm trying not to shit myself before.
Yeah.
Has it ever happened where you've had a bathroom incident and you're like, the opener's got to stretch?
You're like, I'm not going to make it. I mean, for sure. Because what do? We eat out of like clubs and theaters and airports. I mean, at one point, like I can't look at a sous vide egg bite from Starbucks anymore because I live off those.
I kind of like them though.
I
mean, you're like, okay, I'm just going to get that pure protein, but there's so
Yes.
much sodium, you can't get your
Yes.
rings off, and you just feel like you're choking yourself out. Yeah, I have diarrhea every day of my life. I should be thinner for the amount I'm shitting. I am not.
Those egg bites, though, great to do coke off.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
But my wife's a diarrhea machine, and
I love
That's
that.
what we all call it. Yeah.
she's basically like one of those coffee machines at a barista place.
Yeah.
It's like, but
On draft cold brew.
it's hot brew. But
Yeah.
we'll go to a hotel and it'll say like, "Hey, you can't come in this hot tub for 2 weeks after you've had diarrhea." So
Yeah.
she's like, "I just can never
Go in
in
a
the
hot tub.
So I've never seen my wife in a hot tub.
Yeah.
She does a whole joke about it.
I don't do well in hot tubs though, period. It gets too hot too quick, and I like to booze. If I'm getting in a hot tub, I want to have about 3 glasses of red wine, and that's
Yeah.
the worst combo you can do is red wine and a hot tub. I'm not even a bath girl either. Do you enjoy a bath?
No, that's Matthew Perry territory.
Yeah.
That's too risky.
Yeah, it doesn't end well in the bath.
No,
It never ends well in the bath. But
No.
I'm tall, and when you have big tits and you're tall, the water never really keeps your tits warm because they just kind of float. So you're constantly, no matter what, you're never really submerged.
Right.
It's not comfortable or relaxing for
like
me.
icebergs.
Yeah,
It's
you
always
just
a
have
little
hard
out.
nips. It's not fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I can't get clean. Then you're just swimming in your own filth. I don't get it.
And then you got to take a shower afterwards. I was like,
Yeah.
should have done that in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a bath.
You know
girl.
what doesn't work? I tried having sex in a tub,
Oh, forget
which is
it.
a huge mistake. You end up just doing stand-up doggy style in the tub. It's ridiculous.
Done in the shower, never done in a tub.
Shower works.
It's all right, but want to use cold.
I want to use cold, and you're losing some lady lube down there. I
You're
feel.
losing
yeah.
lube, and then when you get out and you move it to the bed, you're both soaking wet, and
Yep.
then a lot of queefs can happen because there's too much air and there's too much water, and then your husband's calling you kitty queef, and it just really takes you out of the mood.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Chief Queef.
Chief queef.
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you what, nothing worse than a queef. Nothing better
I love
and nothing
queef.
worse. You love a queef?
Why do women get so
they're kinda
queefed up,
fun.
I say?
It's just goofy. Queefs
It is
are
goofy. Queefer
you know?
Sutherland. Yeah, I mean, it's just it looks like pull up a video of Barney from The Simpsons burping.
I thought you were going to say queefing. I was like,
Yeah,
did I miss that episode?
No. But his lips do a thing, and it looks like it reminds me
I
of
know
my
exactly
wife.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Just give me that burp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Looking for underwear that's going to keep your package cozy when the weather gets cold? Sheath Underwear has you covered. They have a 2-pouch design. Put your dick in one pouch, put your balls in the other. This underwear keeps things from flopping around down there and gives you both sweat protection and an extra layer of warmth on chillier days. I mean, I bet I'm wearing it. Yes, I am. I wear it these are my favorite underwear. They make your dick look good, too. I mean, you look solid in it.
Doesn't taste bad either.
Yeah, it smells bad though. But the taste is good, and that's what's important. But trust me, you're gonna want to put on a pair of this sheath underwear. You're never gonna want to wear anything else. That's what happened with Mark and myself, man. Like, love this stuff. The lady loves it, and it's comfy as hell.
Oh, the best.
It's quality. I gave my dad some of this stuff. He loves it. They even sell them and build your own pack so you could stock it for the whole week. Go to sheathunderwear.com and use code DRUNK to get 20% off your first order. Plus Sheath's 100% money back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com, promo code DRUNK. Get Sheath Underwear, support the show, support your balls. This is the best stuff, guys. Trust us.
Oh, yeah. Hey, We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Joy Mode. Your body is not a science experiment, so stop taking weird ED pills from the bodega just to see what happens. Take something you can trust, like Joy Mode. Joy Mode is created by doctors, backed by science, and has been third-party tested.
Ooh.
They've done all the experimenting for you, so you're just left with what works. Their sexual performance booster has clinically supported doses of arginine nitrate, L-sutraline, Panax, ginseng, and vitamin C. It works to support a better boner, more firmness, and a higher sex drive. I love this stuff. You can just get the packet, put it right in some water, stir it up, and you are good to go. You don't look like a weirdo popping pills all night, trying to get it up. This is way smoother. You throw it in a cocktail. You never know. Don't spike her drink, though. You don't want her dick getting too hard. But, hey, it's a different world, and let your freak flag fly. Go to usejoymode.com/drunk and get 20% off at checkout. That's 20% off and free shipping at usejoymode.com/drunk. Great sex solved naturally.
Know who's going to win Best Picture this year? Put your money where your big fat mouth
Yes.
is. Bet on it with Kalshi. Today's sponsor, Kalshi, is the first legal exchange available in all 50 states where you can bet on any event, including the elections. I mean, you got a gambling problem or you just like having fun.
Yes.
It's a good time. It's just like buying stocks. It's just the more you buy, the bigger the payout is if you're right. Yeah, this is fun as hell. I mean, you can bet on literally anything. Sometimes you're on FanDuel, one of the other ones, and you're like, why can't I bet on that right there? Yeah, I actually just bet on if Mark was going to fart during this ad read, and I cashed out big on Kalshi. Right now, Trump and Kamala are trading at about 50-50, meaning if you place a bet on either, you'll double your money if they end up winning. So Kalshi's already facilitated over $1 billion worth of trades. Put your money where your mouth is. Sign up using my link, kalshi.com/drunks. And the first 500 traders who deposit $100 get a free $20 credit. Just click the link in the show notes for $20 in free credits. But act fast. That's only good for the first 500 listeners. That's kalshi.com/drunks. Kalshi. You can trade on that.
Oh, it's no video. Damn
It's a
it.
reaction video.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that was crazy, Barney burping.
Ah, shit. Barney Burp, season 1.
The Simpsons is
makes
so
it?
great because you just don't realize. You're like, oh, Barney, that's a funny character. And you get older, you're like, that's a really dark character.
Booze bag, alcoholic, yeah, has nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's an
the
accurate
lips.
queef.
God,
There
what
we
a great.
go.
Wow.
Mr.
Thank you for that visual.
The Plow
I really
King.
appreciate that.
The Plow King, yeah, the best.
Yeah.
Still on the air, by the way.
There you go.
There
Let it
we
rip.
go.
Perfect
go.
timing.
Best.
So
There it is.
how the hell did you get involved with the Falcons? Because I want to get involved with the Saints.
Oh, I've got some. We'll make some calls.
Oh, really?
You're
I
like
have
a
actually
real.
a lot of touch points to
You're like a
to
sports
Norms.
person. You like sports.
I do like sports. I mean, my husband's an absolute addict to the point where it's like you're not the fucking coach. Like nobody can hear you screaming like "Let it go."
yeah.
But no, yeah, I love that.
Look at
Shout out to
that.
the Falcons. Yeah, they brought me out.
That's amazing.
As a girl, I mean, listen, again, I went to an SEC school, so I'm a diehard Ole Miss fan, but I'm involved in like, dude shit. But it was funny being at the game. So like I'm in a VIP area or whatever, and it's literally myself. It's Little John, it's Quavo, it's like, or who else was there?
Atlanta
Tina. It was
royalty.
all Atlanta rapper royalty. And then there was
Wow.
me with my full blowout, just like, go Dirty Birds.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Were they
great.
cool?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm so proud to be from Atlanta. I love it. I know a lot of people they're always like, oh, you live in Atlanta? I'm like, yeah, that's my fucking town. Like, it's just good people.
I love Atlanta.
I will
Great
say,
comedy
sometimes-
town.
Yeah, great comedy town.
I think their fans are a little too nice. Like I was watching the Giants when the Giants were on that hot Super Bowl run.
Right.
The second Super Bowl, I was with. Maybe it was the first. I don't know. It was I think the second. I was with Josh Gondelman in Atlanta, and I had my Eli Manning jersey with me. Let's go to the bar. I'm expecting everyone to be like, "Fuck you, pussy, get the fuck
Yeah.
out." Everyone was so friendly. I was like disappointed.
Yeah.
I wanted people to be a little meaner, you know.
But they also saw Eli, so half of them probably went to Ole Miss too. So they're like, hotty toddy, we get it. We love Eli.
yeah.
Yeah. I was in the sorority with Eli's mom, Olivia. So I love the Mannings. They're good people.
Damn, she's young.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, they're really good people.
From New Orleans,
Yeah.
by the way. The
So
Mannings.
I grew up with, the Raging Cajun, Bobby Hebert.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I grew up with his kids are like my best friends. And so we're really big Bobby Hebert fans.
Oh, local legend.
Local legend. He's always like, oh, hey, you want to come down and you want to try the hot wings at my restaurant? Because he has this place called the Raging Cajun.
Yeah, not James Carver.
No, James Carville. It kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
He goes by the Raging Cajun.
I know, and he
He
is
does.
from Louisiana, I believe.
Do Bobby Hebert, Hebert.
Yes, the H is silent.
Yeah.
It's French.
He's a fucking legend. He used to pick me up for carpool, and I'd have that thick New Orleans accent. I have no idea what
went
the
by
fuck he was
Vern?
saying. Yeah, he went by Vern and Angel Taxi. He's like, hey, do you want to go to Dunkin' Donuts? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck did your dad just say? Came, he's like, we're going to go get some munchkins at a Dunkin' Donuts.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's Bobby. Oh, he's a dream.
When I was a kid, every mom was into Bobby Hebert.
Of course. Yeah.
He's a hunk and a half.
And there is this place, Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon. That's it. I'm sorry, he's not the Raging Cajun. He's the Cajun Cannon. My
there you
apologies.
go, because of the arm.
Yeah.
He had a cannon.
So you love What are your favorite places to play in the South besides Atlanta?
I mean, listen, Nashville is, I think, one of the best comedy audiences. I love Zanies. I love playing the Ryman. They're just like
Shout
good.
out Lucy.
Yeah, well, Lucy's the best.
Have you done the Ryman?
Oh yeah, I did. I did the Ryman.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. One of the best.
Did it just on the last tour. But this is, at the first show at the Ryman, amazing. My second show, in the middle of the show, somebody who's running concessions, the popcorn machine overheated and all the alarms started going off. But there was a tornado, like we're on like tornado watch or whatever in Nashville. So everybody fucking panicked and thought the tornado was coming. So we all had to evacuate. But then everybody came back in and we finished the show. And they were literally like, sorry, that was a popcorn machine. In the middle of the show, we had to evacuate.
What a horrible reason to evacuate.
I know.
I was like, oh, hit the deck. A tornado's coming. We're all going to be survivors. We'll have a story to tell. I'll get 10 more minutes of material.
Yeah.
But no, it was just some bitch. Wasn't keeping an eye on the popcorn.
Redenbacher.
That happened to me in Sacramento once where it was like, they were like, we have to evacuate. And I was like, I was at the punchline. I was like, all right. And they were like, oh, it's just the thing. We can't turn it off, but
the smoke alarm?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, what do we do? And they're like, nothing. We just have to like give everyone a refund. And I was like, so I felt horrible because a lot of those people, I was just like hanging out with everyone from the show. And they were like, we got a babysitter. This is the only night we can come. And I was like, I'll hang with you guys for like an hour and a half. They were like, all right.
We left the Sacramento. We were doing a show. I walk out and we would see that there's cops everywhere. We're coming back down, the back alley of the theater. And they're like, hey, just give us a second. And so Tina was with me. She like pops on. She's like, hey, are we good? Can we like slide out? And they're like, no, you just missed a drive-by shooting. Like literally 30 seconds ago. Fresh bullet holes. They're like, we still have our guns drawn. We literally need to put our guns down. You're okay. And just give us a minute. We had to sit in the car. We missed a shootout by like 30 seconds.
Holy
Yeah. And we were in the theater, so you couldn't hear anything.
Right.
And they're like, man, wow, wild timing. We almost died. We almost
Thank God
died.
they got that soundproofing right. Can you imagine being on stage? You guys like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, they got me.
In the early days, I would do a lot of firehouse gigs. Did one in Long Island, bombing horribly. The firemen hated me. Alarm goes off. They all had to jump in the truck. Woo! I got saved by the bell.
Yeah,
I was
literally.
bombing so bad. I was like, thank God his house down the street is on fire.
Thank God these people are going to die.
Yeah.
So I'm not dying.
I was done.
Where do you like to perform in the South?
Well, I love Atlanta. I love Florida's fun, and so is Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody in Texas is a good time. I can only do like northern Florida. I'm not a Miami, Fort Lauderdale. That's not
same.
my
I like Fort
crowd.
Lauderdale. Miami is tough.
They're not comedy people.
They're not comedy people.
They're hot.
But like Tampa,
love Tampa.
I am obsessed with Tampa. Those are always my favorite
thinking
shows.
about doing my next special there. There's something about the Tampa theater. And
Great theater.
Beautiful theater.
And it's like Tampa people, like you'll never hear them groan.
No.
Nothing offends these people.
No.
They're great.
They're sick fucks.
Last time I was in Tampa, Bill Burr was playing in another theater around the corner, and I just see him walking down the street holding like a sad pizza, just kind of walking by himself. I was like, I'm not going to stop and say hi. I know he's in the zone. But I was like, we're all just grinding it out in Tampa.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of comedy.
Yeah.
You see one of the greatest comics ever at the peak of his powers, and he's still just having a sad.
That road pizza. But he's sober too, so that pizza's all he's got.
Yeah, true.
When he did our pod, we were like, what do we do? He's sober. Like, what do we do? And Mark's like, root beer floats and a cigar. And I was like, fucking genius.
He loves
Honestly,
the float.
We don't talk about root beer floats enough.
Amazing.
I think we need to rebrand them. They need to have some sort of marketing moment. Root beer floats are fucking delicious.
Delicious. I grew up with a Barks root beer with a scoop of vanilla or A&W ice cream. But yeah, in a mug, come on.
Oh my God.
That's what killed Ralphie May. No.
Like the orange soda float too.
I never got into the orange.
Creamsicle? Hell yeah, creamsicle fucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like to play, Sam?
I like, well, Mark just said, I love Texas. I love parts of Florida, as we just said. I love Atlanta's killer, going back to the Tabernacle. That's going to be
great venue.
Love that.
I think the Fox over there.
Durham's great.
Yeah, the Fox great.
Durham's great. Raleigh, that area. Charlotte's great.
Oh yeah, Charleston's great. I'm probably not going to be able to hit there till the fall, but like that was killer last time. I'm trying to think what else is.
I'm telling you, the South is having a moment
South is
comedically.
great.
We got
Thank you.
Theo, Nate, Leanne Morgan.
Yeah.
I mean, Nashville's
Honestly,
popping, Austin's popping. You know, it's really
Tulsa last time I did it was killer.
Oklahoma City's fun too.
OKC's great.
Yeah.
OKC's very good crowds.
I love Kentucky too.
Kentucky's
Lexington.
Lexington. I shot my first special in Lexington, but
Where'd you shoot it?
The Lexington Opera House.
Nice. Pull it up.
Pull it up. She's a beaut.
I love Lexington. I love shout out Comedy Off Broadway, Jordan.
Yeah.
Great club. Yeah.
Kentucky doesn't get its due. It's like rolling hills, the horses, the bourbon. I love
Bourbon Trail, it's a vibe.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
what like we
Yeah, it's
like
beautiful
other
theater.
countries like if they want to see like America,
it. Yes.
go to in a fun way, like the bourbon and the fucking. You're right, Keeneland, the racing.
Oh, yeah.
But do you feel as like a native NOLA guy? Like, I feel like it's so different.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I consider obviously Louisiana is like super, obviously it's the South, but that's a whole different lifestyle.
It is. I think it's the most unique American city, for sure.
Without a doubt.
All right, I'll take it.
Are you a big Mardi Gras guy? You go
Big
back?
Mardi Gras
Yeah.
all the time. I will say, not the best comedy town. It's got a little of the Miami thing where they just want to party, they want to drink, they want to yell, they want to dance, so they don't want to hear about
Well, they don't have a
your
club either.
therapy bit. Yeah.
Well, when I played there recently, I was worried because I'm like, okay, they're going to be so fucked up. And then I realized everybody from there is just a seasoned alcoholic. So
Yes.
they were a lot more tame than I expected. And I was quite impressed. I was like, oh, I forgot. Y'all have been drinking since you were like 9.5 years old.
exactly.
So you know how to handle your liquor. Like these women are like
Right.
seasoned vets.
Oh,
so
more energy, but you're like, oh no, this is every day for you. You've got
yeah.
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 I always say Jews have bar mitzvahs, ours are DUIs.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, oh, I've become a man. I'm 13. I had a DUI.
I mean, when we would drive from Ole Miss down to New Orleans for, Mardi Gras, as soon as you cross into Louisiana from Mississippi, you have the daiquiri stand.
Oh, yeah.
And as long as you don't puncture the straw through the cup, you can't get a DUI.
Yeah.
So you just pop the lid off. You get pulled over, your mouth is stained like
Right.
electric blue, and you're like, I'm good, officer.
It's funny, you're getting more alcohol, actually, by drinking it that way.
100%.
But yeah, when I was a kid, you get in a cab and the guy had a beer between his legs. That
You
was
think twice
completely
about it.
normal.
I
Yeah.
remember being in those. That was crazy.
It's Tulane.
I got one more for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, hit me.
Knoxville, Tennessee, killer.
Love Knoxville.
For some reason, was like one of the hottest shows last year. Going back to the Bijou Theater again. Love it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but here's the thing. I got chased out by a fucking ghost at the Bijou Theater.
Oh, come on.
Have you not felt the ghost there?
Geez.
Holy shit. No, I'm dead ass serious, okay? You know how that that big dressing room's at the very, very top of the theater?
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, we were, the crew was like, hey, we're going to go out and close out. Like, you guys take your time or whatever. We're like, yeah, we're just going to sit and eat. And they were like, beware the ghost or whatever. I'm not even kidding you. I felt a coldness I have never felt before in my life. And we were chased out by a fucking ghost.
Come on.
Yeah. It's a dark past.
What a weird thing for a ghost to do.
That's what I said.
You're just like hanging out, and be like, get out.
We
Yeah.
felt
Just
it.
like a bartender, like you don't have to stay here, be
Right.
Yeah, and then we got really freaked out and we left, and the theater light was on the stage. God, I can't talk. I've done so much fucking press today. I'm like stroking out.
You want a
Sorry.
cocktail? You good? How you need anything?
You know what I have to do next? Nightline. I thought it was
up.
Dateline. My agent called and was like,
What?
you're doing Dateline. I was like, who the fuck did I murder? I panicked. I'm doing Nightline. I actually kind of want a cocktail, but I'm like,
What is
can I have
night-
a cocktail?
Is
Can I have
Nightline like a
cocktail?
60
Yeah.
minutes?
Do you want us to make a drink, or do you want to go
No,
straight up?
you know what? I'll
No pressure.
try
I'm
this.
not trying to get you to drink here.
No, it's fine.
All right.
It might honestly be nice. Take the edge off.
All right. No pressure. He's going to get some ice.
Oh, thank you. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, but this is completely haunted and it's terrifying.
Okay.
That is wild. All right. Yeah, you hear about that all the time where they're like, there's always some story like Elvis fucked someone in that coat closet.
Right.
Well, yeah, the ghost stuff is.
I got to do a midnight tour of Graceland, a private tour,
wow.
and it is one of the most haunted places on the planet because all of Elvis's fans come and they spread ashes at Graceland, and they were like the hardest problem that we have is that people would just come and like throw out ashes so there's like thousands of people's dead relatives spread all over Graceland.
Wow, it's like Auschwitz.
Yeah.
This is crazy. That's horrible. I also did a Graceland tour. That place is incredible. He had like so many TVs in every wall. He was obsessed with having a TV on all the time. He had a bullet hole through his daughter's slide on the playground because he would just shoot guns. The horses, the police collection. He was a cop, kind of like moonlit as a cop, and he would pull people over for fun. Crazy guy.
I'm on a deep conspiracy theory on TikTok that I think he's still alive. I would be very fucking old now, but yeah.
How old would he be?
I don't know.
Gotta be
Well,
95.
yeah, your producer's literally making me a drink, so we can't look
Clint
this
Eastwood.
up.
God damn
Tina's
it,
on.
Matt, you
can't-
Tina, what's on? How old would
Cold
Elvis be?
multitasking.
Yeah.
He was born in 1935, so
Almost
best at math.
I mean, he'd be in his 90s.
90,
Yeah.
90.
He'd be
Yeah.
nice.
91. Nice. Tina.
possible.
Tina.
Hell yeah.
She went to Ole Miss too, but she was the smart one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this:
You want it straight up, or do you want a cocktail? What do you want?
I don't care. What do you? Are y'all going to drink?
Go cocktail.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have one if you're having
Yeah,
one.
I'll
I'll have a cocktail.
All right.
Give me
It's actually nice.
It's a little harsh without
Should we
it.
do a Boulevardier, a Manhattan? What do you want to do?
Sure, well, it's dealer's choice.
you
You're
want?
the
You surprised me. I drink everything.
okay.
Yeah, let's do a Campari and sweet vermouth.
Ooh,
And
nice. Yeah.
And then we'll get the little shot thing so I can just measure it.
Oh, you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Tina can also make a fierce cocktail.
15 years.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey.
We've lived 100 lives. We
Get in
used
here,
to bartend
Tina.
in New York.
Go ahead. If you want to make it go.
Yeah, it's simple.
I can't wait till the Nightline episode. So, the other thing, I was on Call Her Daddy and that bitch.
Yeah, I'm literally like, Nightline seems a little official to be interviewing
Yeah.
comics, right?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I don't get it, but
I don't, but
Have
whatever.
fun.
I'm here. I'm got my leather jacket on. Let's do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, comedy's in a weird place because like you did Call Her Daddy, and so did Kamala. You know, like we shouldn't be crossing paths with presidents, but it's just where we're at now.
But that's,
You know what?
we
I
kinda
wanted to
should
say
be.
this, okay? Everybody was giving Alex shit, and I said, fuck yeah, do your thing, Alex. I'm like, so Trump can go on Theo's podcast
Right.
and Andrew's, and that it's okay, but then they wanted to give her shit because she talks about like women's issues. Suck my dick. I'm sorry.
Oh, did she get? I didn't know she got shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
we got a ton of shit. And now
get shit
I'm
no
getting
matter
shit
what, yeah.
from these psycho Trump supporters. because
Really?
They're sliding in my DMs saying all this crazy shit because they didn't realize I was a comic.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're filthy. How could, the vice president talk when you're on this? And I was like, it was a great episode. So
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Blow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the presidential candidate wants to come on the pod, you gotta have him on. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Theo told me he's trying to get Kamala, so that would be a nice.
Which is great. And he had Bernie Sanders on. Like, I just think
Yeah.
it's so insane that people want to throw her under the bus. I'm like, she's a woman talking about women's issues.
Right.
Like,
on a woman's podcast.
on a
What do you-
woman's
what do you
podcast.
expect?
What do you, yeah.
People get so. I always say like it's weird. Taylor Swift endorsed her.
Yeah.
And so everybody burned. Not everybody, but a bunch of people burned Taylor Swift's records, and I'm like, no one
Who
burned.
did? Three old dudes somewhere in fucking Mississippi.
Well, they filmed it. And they put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
You do when you're like your favorite player
Right. The
Yeah.
Kaepernick.
you
Yeah.
burn Kevin Durant's jersey,
Right.
and it's like you end up being fine with him.
But my point is, no one burned an R. Kelly record. You know, like
point.
he had a way worse
Great
track record, but
point,
you're burning
Mark.
this lady's.
Yeah.
I peed on mine. That was how I felt appropriate.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, okay? So, I've had a couple of people sign my DMs. Heather, you're in Hollywood now. Like, did you ever get invited to a freak off? I'm like, no, I've never been invited to a freak off. Maybe like a freaking fun Taco Tuesday at a sad comedian's house. But I'm like, you think that I would go to P. Diddy's house,
Right.
blow Meek Mill,
Yeah.
and then still give my agents 10%? Fuck out of here. You know what you're doing? You're tickling balls. If I'm having to do this shit
Good
to
point.
like sell my soul to the devil to be
Yes.
in Hollywood, my agents and my managers and publicists, all this bullshit better be there doing the same fucking shit.
You work the balls. That's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
10%.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Or because I have the acrylics, I'll just, scratch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's what's weird about the P. Diddy and the Epstein. Like, I'm such a loser. If they invited me to that, I would go because I didn't know that nefarious shit was
Thank
going
you
down.
guys.
I'm such a pedophile that if I got
Here's the thing. I have noticed.
Hey,
Thanks for coming by.
No, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
go Saints! All right,
Can I tell you? Fantastic.
Yes,
very nice.
No bullshit.
Very
nice
nice.
job.
Goes down
a
easy.
simple 3 ingredients.
12 years sober down the drain.
Oh,
We drink
God.
a lot of these.
Yeah, that's really good. You should be so proud of yourself for the liquor. I was trying to think,
might be
like,
bad.
every liquor, somebody has
might
tapped
be.
that market. I'm like, what could I do? What am I Should we bring rum back? Like, I feel like rum needs a
Ooh,
moment.
Does need a moment.
I go to the Turks and Caicos a lot. We could, like, rebrand some rum runners. Maybe that's my...
I feel like
Rum is
has.
good.
I feel like rum is kind of a bad name right now because I feel
Yeah.
like it's like with little kids or the Caribbean. It's like
What do you mean rums with the little kids?
Like rum and Coke. when you start out.
Okay. Oh, got it.
I feel like when you're a kid, you order rum and Coke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I used to
got a
drink
heckler-
Bacardi and Diet
Yeah.
Coke in my dorm room at Ole
There you
Miss.
go.
I can't
What I
even
mean.
smell Bacardi. But if they want to give me money, I'll absolutely promote
Hey.
them.
I do like a rum old fashioned. There's shit you could do with rum that's pretty good, and I like rum.
But a
rum.
good, really good sipping rum
Yeah.
as an after dinner drink. So I like an aperitivo. I like a digestive. I have
Yes.
And that's always probably why I'm hungover, because I have 18 different types of alcohol every
That'll
night.
get you. The mixing will get you.
Yeah.
The problem with all these drinks are so sugary.
They
I
are.
know.
A swizzle, a fucking daiquiri,
A pina colada.
But a really nice rum
Mojito.
on the rocks
Yeah.
with a cigarette after dinner. If you're in the Turks and Caicos. Oh, I love a dark and stormy.
Dark
A
and
little ginger
Stormy.
beer.
Great. Stormy Daniels.
That's an underrated one.
Yeah. Dark and Stormy is good. I went to Hawaii not too long ago, and drinking a pina colada on the beach with the sunset, you can't
Nothing
beat
better.
it. Nothing better.
Yeah.
That's rum for you.
Yeah, where do you go when you're not touring, when you're not working? Where's your like happy place just to chill?
Being home at this point,
Yeah.
like it's boring. It's a boring answer, but like
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't leave sometimes. Like I feel like when I come home from the road, I'm such an extrovert, like social person.
Really?
But I am so fucking overstimulated. I won't leave my house for like a full 48 hours.
That's healthy.
Is that healthy?
Yeah, I think you got to recharge.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm sorry if I came in frazzled today, but it's been overstimulation for the past week, just running around and, trying to like hop
get
the
it.
fucking special and do that shit.
Yeah.
I just want to like sit and fucking giggle, you know?
Yes.
is this your second special in like a year?
Yeah.
Wow. How do you pump it out?
I make it up for lost time. You know what I mean? So I also just, I was always a year ahead. There
It's
it
on
is.
it's on Hulu. It's
on
called
Hulu.
Breadwinner.
Oh, hell yeah. Hulu's scooping up everybody.
Yeah.
Are you the first Hulu special to come out?
I think so. I was kind of the guinea pig. Now they licensed it from me, so I produced it. But I told them, I said, please just give me a date before the election. I said, I don't care when it
Yeah.
comes out. I don't
Good
want it
point.
to come out in November or December. But so I've been kind of the guinea pig. But it's been great. I mean, they're awesome to work with.
And they've scooped up like a lot. Like
Yeah.
Gaffigan and
Yeah.
Burr and
Mateo Lane,
Yeah.
Roy
Wood.
Wood, and Jessica Kierson.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Bill
Jessica.
Burr, right?
Yeah.
Say Burr already.
Chris D.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Sebastian, too. Wow. Big
But
one.
I will say it's a little confusing when you go on the website or on the platform. You have to like look under movies. It's not, they haven't figured that part out
Come
yet.
on.
Yeah, you have to like,
Hulu, get it together.
Get it
get it together.
And we got to maybe not call it Hilarious. Come
Yeah.
on. We
They
can do
did
better.
that?
Than, yeah, we can do better than Hilarious.
And they have like Halloween. and that was the thing. They're like, I was like, I don't want to get caught with Halloween and I don't want to get caught with the election.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In a month, who killed Diddy in his jail cell?
Y'all, what's going to happen with that?
I think what I
not
just
looking
said
good.
might happen.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. I
This
mean,
is pretty fucking good.
This is
right?
delicious.
It goes down too easy.
This is what I needed. I really appreciate it.
here.
There he is, Sweet
But-
Jim.
Yeah, but they got Bieber talking. They got J-Lo photos. They got Jay-Z photos. It's not looking great.
I think Bieber was a total victim. I'm just going to say,
of
like, for
course.
real,
I
I think he was a
agree.
victim.
Thank
And
God our talent didn't kick in until like the 20s or 30s.
yeah, yeah.
Imagine being a talented kid.
Well, they don't fuck with comics. No one diddles us.
Yeah, 'cause
We're-
we talk.
We talk. We do a whole bit about it.
That is my thing. No one's diddled. No one's tried to take advantage. I mean, yeah, I got roofie once in college. I've never had an experience, and maybe because it's like I'm a tall, broad-shouldered woman, but people do not fuck with me. You know what I mean? And I almost kind of feel like a touch left out. it's like I would like a little attention, but nobody's ever really, especially in like the comedy space, everyone's like super nice. I'm like, I'll take it.
All right.
Right?
great.
Yeah, you've never been diddled backstage?
I've had women grab my ass and shit on
Yeah.
stage, but I don't give a shit. I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity to a prostitute when I was 16.
Did you really?
Yeah, she was like 50. So
Wow.
I guess technically I've been statutoried, but
Oh.
I was in
Yeah,
hog heaven.
all you thought was you
Oh,
got
yeah,
this
you
on
want to
the
talk
house.
about this? So, yeah, are you good?
I mean, I've talked about it many
Yeah.
times, but I'm happy. I was the king of high school for a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It's
when,
different
when
for
a
a
woman
guy.
does it because
Yeah,
it's something that we jacked off to.
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not inappropriate, but it's like
I hear
we
you.
want it. It's like it's hard to be like I was raped, but also I willed this to happen.
Right.
Yeah. It's that
You
great
know?
Galifianakis joke. He was like, you hear about the 15-year-old who fucked his teacher? He died of high five.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck. Just the whole, how he got away with it for so long and to the extremes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You're a high powered guy. You think, oh, I'm good. I'm getting away with this shit. And then I think he just got like high on his own supply. He got
Yeah.
addicted to the drugs. And then you start to get sloppy
Yep.
and messy.
Yep.
And that's how you fucking get caught.
And like drugs, you got to keep leveling up. You
Always.
need more perks and more value
Yeah.
and more kids and more freaks.
Yeah. I never got I was never I never got into drugs a lot. Like I love gummies and shit.
Yeah.
But Coke was never my thing. I just
Same.
Just gave me, again, diarrhea and acid reflux. And like and I've already got like a chronic sinus infection. Oh.
Oh, what's this? His daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
What?
So
He posted it?
See, he's trying to get some sympathy play.
That's what they do.
this is
yeah.
what they do.
Now you're using your own kid for a little pity? Come on.
I miss you so much, honey. You
Pity.
shouldn't have raped.
yeah.
So interesting enough, one of his kids went to my school, and I was in charge of like anytime somebody like important would come to the school, I'd give them a tour, and so I would always walk P Diddy around campus. at my
No
high school.
way.
Yeah, because I was student body president, like a loser, and I would give him tours all the time, or like if he was there for
What was
his kid's
he like?
graduation. I mean, he was always nice, but when I tell you, he probably had like $10 million worth of diamonds on at this like really like bougie private school in Atlanta. Like pump the brakes. I mean, and his son was always really lovely, but yeah, I mean. Kinda crazy.
you get a vibe at all?
No, I didn't get a vibe. Again,
Okay.
didn't try and take advantage of me in my school uniform. Yeah, no, and I did not get a vibe at the time.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like someone could be a monster, but you have an interaction with them and they were pleasant.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure Hitler, like you saw him at the bank, you're like, oh, Hitler was
Yeah,
nice.
he was great.
Yeah,
He let me
that's
cut in
true.
line. He
That's
was fine.
true.
Yeah.
You see Epstein at like a bar and you're like, hey, he bought me a drink.
Yeah. You got me
And,
laid.
and then you feel guilty. You're like, he was nice to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
And I
that
consider
person.
myself a little bit of an empath. Like I can read people really well. And so I get really, it hurts me when I meet somebody and I think that they're going to be good energy and then they end up being like a fucking dick. And it kills me.
It's a bummer. Have you ever met like a hero or
Yeah, I
something?
sure did. Yeah. I don't want to say. I was with you.
We go to a bar. She got a whole spread going when we walked in.
Oh, hell
We were like,
yeah.
oh my God, they brought us food. And Heather's like, no, I did this.
Oh,
But here's
nice.
the thing, and I think that people are so hesitant with like my kindness. I'm from the South. If you come to my house, there's going to be a full spread. If we're on the road together, I'm going to make sure you're good. And that's not me kissing anyone's ass. That's just who I am as a Southern woman. I'm like,
Yes.
honey, you need an ass tea, you need a charcuterie. We're going, hey, his blood sugar's low. We got to get a snack. That's just who I am. If we're doing a gig, I'm going to always have like, oh yeah, I rented out the bar next door. Let's go have cocktails. I
love
also
it.
like to party. You
Love
know?
it. Yeah, my mom is staying with me right now. I came downstairs and there's a full bagel thing going
best.
on, and you're like, oh, this is great.
We're nurturers. It is what it is. It really comes from a genuine place. Like, and well, sometimes people call me like a restaurant bully because I love for people to experience like the good shit. So we went
Yeah.
to Fort Charles the other night. I'm like, don't even look at the menu. I'll order. You're going to love everything. And they're like, okay, just people know, like, put your hands up. I'll take the reins because I want you to enjoy the experience.
Restaurant bully is a good euphemism for Karen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
it really is.
Like the African American to the N word. Restaurant bully. Don't say Karen. That's
So you're a family style orderer.
I do enjoy having a little bite of everything. Now, you know what I don't fuck with? A fucking tapas place.
I hate tapas.
Why would I want a small fucking plate?
Sing it,
Make
sister.
it make
don't hate
sense.
Sing it.
You don't hate it?
Because you can just order more. You can get a few
Yeah,
of
but you're
them. So-
racking up the bill.
I know, but sometimes they're priced low because you are meant to order more. I don't hate a tapas place because you could order a shitload.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the little cups and this
No.
and that. It's 3 olives in a ramekin. I'm like, what are we doing here?
No, I don't want like one weird like chicharron, or like a tiny little piece of prosciutto. I want the full spread.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'll tell
I
you
want the
what,
tomahawk. I'm always
Yeah.
ordering the tomahawk. Even if I take 2 bites, I want everyone to have a little taste of the tomahawk.
Oh, yeah,
tomahawk.
oh, yeah.
Go Braves.
Hey, Jerry. Best episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Would you scalp these tickets?
You can't just take something and then give it back.
Yeah, right.
Wait, you're a Mets fan, right?
I'm a Yankees
You're
fan.
Yankees. Are you?
I like the Mets more.
Okay.
It's
We're a
tough for me
Yankees
'cause
house.
I'm a
Oh,
Yankees
okay.
fan, but I have to admit this Mets team is so cool.
Yeah.
Like I have and my niece and nephews are Mets fans, so I'm excited for them, and
Yeah.
and I love. It's different for me. Like some people, Mayor Adams. It's so funny. He's getting shit for wearing a Mets Yankees
I
hat.
saw that.
Yeah.
Really distracting from the bigger issue.
I wear Hamas Israel.
But yeah, people were furious about this. But and I would never. Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan, but like I do. On some level, feel like Yankees fans are kind of more okay with Mets fans than the other way around. Mets fans hate us.
Really?
Yeah, but I grew up liking the Mets. It was a tough thing for me. Like my friend was a huge Mets fan growing up, so
Yeah.
his dad would take us to games, and I was like, I fucking love Mike Piazza and Al Leiter. I
Right.
love these guys. So
Yeah.
Jeter.
Peter.
Well, what did he
Jeter's
say?
Yankees.
Oh,
Isn't if you're from New York, right? Usually, if you're from Queens and Brooklyn, you're a Mets fan, right?
No, Brooklyn is.
Or like if you're Jewish, you're usually a Mets
Brooklyn's
fan.
mix.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's a mix.
Okay.
I don't know about the Jewish thing. No, I'm a Jew. I mean, but
I'm just going off Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But Bronx is Yankees, Queens is Mets, Staten Island feels more Yankees.
Long Island feels Yankee too.
But it's a mix. It's Long Island, Queens. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's kind
That's
of
a
a
good
mix.
point.
So yeah, it's
Westchester's Yankees.
My
right?
grandfather.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankees fan because my grandfather was a Yankees fan,
Right.
and it was like he'd have the hat on. He would show me like old VHS tapes of them winning in like the 50s.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, this is incredible. Like it got me into baseball history, and I love baseball history. So
Is that Mickey Mantle and all that?
oh, and DiMaggio before him, and
Yeah.
Yogi Berra, like these iconic.
You know where the word Yankee comes from?
Where?
Where?
What?
The Dutch, like the most common Dutch name.
Two Dutch names, Jan and Keys, and they just combine it. It's basically John.
Did you get that
and,
from
like,
Cody Tucker?
Maybe. Give that a goog. I
He's
could be
good.
wrong, but yeah, I think we got it there. Me and Tina, our periods are synced up.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's like I hate the Brooklyn Nets, but like I love the Knicks, but it's I think also when the Yankees have won so much, the Mets fans are like fucking just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But like I love those 80s Mets, Gary Carter and
Oh,
Strawberry
yeah, totally.
and Doc and all those guys.
Strawberry.
Keith Hernandez, yeah.
They were
So-
awesome.
So when we talked about you mentioned I don't know if we were recording, but you mentioned your weird way of coming up. What was your come up?
So I started here in New York and then I moved out to LA, but I was like a UCB kid. I mean, I've said this like a billion times, but so I always was doing sketch comedy. I started in stand up.
Yeah.
But then I really wanted to do SNL. So I was kind of doing like one woman show shit and a ton of improv because I wanted to do sketch comedy. And then I went out to LA and kept doing that. But I really was like, I got to go back to my love stand up because, you know, it was just, it's how I started. The first time I ever did stand up, I was 16 and I was at my prom and I roasted the senior class. So I was a junior and I roasted the seniors.
It's a good origin story.
It's a great origin story. And actually, you know who gave me my first job? Jeff Foxworthy.
What?
So I recorded
Amazing
that.
guy.
The nicest
Great guy,
guy.
yeah.
And I recorded that video and I went to his house. He lived a couple neighborhoods away from me. And I literally knocked on his door and I gave him a DVD of me doing stand up at my prom.
This is insane.
And he was like, you're insane. I showed up in my school uniform. And he was like, all right, well, you want to come in? And I like sat in his living room. And I was like, just so you know, like, this is what I'm going to do for a living. If I'm about to graduate in like 2 years, I'd love like if you could teach me the ropes.
Lord.
So when I graduated high school, he was shooting his show, the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which was a sketch show. They did stand up and sketch. It was on
remember
Comedy
that.
Central. They shot it at the Alliance Theater in Atlanta. So that was my first gig. So I worked for him as a writer's assistant for that whole season before I went to Ole Miss. And
Have you told him this story?
Oh yeah, we actually, it's so cool. I get to see him all the time, and I just did his Sirius XM show, and he was like, Heather, he you know, he's so sweet, and he's been so kind to me in the business. He's like, listen, I've had a lot of people who said like, oh, my nephew wants to get into comedy, or my niece wants to get into comedy. Give me some advice.
Yeah.
Like, you showed up in your school uniform with your fucking DVD and said, I'm going to be a star. Open the doors, and he said, I knew you were going to make it.
Wow.
Yeah, so sweet. And I'm writing a TV show right now. Hopefully it gets picked up. Hulu, pick up the fucking show. And I want him to play a very important character in it and make it kind of come full circle.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've done the show too. He's so cool.
He's
like,
so nice.
He's so
Nice.
soft spoken and thoughtful, and like he's really
And
he's
he's
the man.
Great act. I mean, like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, we had 2 comedy cassettes that we'd put in the car, and one was Cosby's himself, and one was How Do You Know You're a Redneck or
Yeah.
whatever. And we wore that shit out.
And one of them isn't a rapist.
Yeah, yeah.
Cosby.
It was wild working for that show though, because Larry the Cable Guy's fans were these like unhinged, deranged, like redneck women. And I would, you know, be running around. I had my little lanyard on that obviously showed that I was in production. These women would like drop off panties. And I'm like 18 years old and they're like, hey, get my dirty drawers to Larry. And I was like, you're a sick fuck. I'm just dropping off to Chick-fil-A catering. Leave me the fuck alone. And he was always like, God damn, these women are nuts. It was wild to like bat off his fans.
Well, that was a huge. People forget about that. That was like arenas. They were huge. The Blue Collar Comedy Tour was huge.
Ron White, man.
Ron
Dude, I had to
White.
drop off a script at Ron White's house one morning. It was a Sunday morning, like 8 a.m. He answers the door in his underwear and he's like, oh, goddamn. He like kind of looked me up and down. He's like, well, fuck, you want to come in? I was like, I'm so sorry, Mr. White. He's like, you want a drink? I feel like you drove over to my house at 8 a.m. on a Sunday because I had to deliver scripts. And he's like,
a drink?
He's like, you want to come in? I mean, shit, I think my wife's making pancakes. He's like, you want a mimosa? I was like, I actually have to go meet my parents at the country club for brunch, but thank you so much. Like a doll and Bill
Yeah.
Engvall, all those guys. They were so
For a second,
great.
I thought he was trying to fuck you.
No,
thought so, too.
can I be honest with you? I probably thought he was too, but no, he was actually a doll. He was just like, he
He's
came all the
a guy.
way over here. You want to smoke a cigarette? He was Very nice.
I got to tell you, I'll do the Mothership in Austin every now and then, and he's there every night and still killing, still charming.
Yeah, he's the best.
Thin as a rail now, and he plays golf all day. He's living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a classic. His stuff I would listen to with like my mom, and this guy's so good.
He's smooth as silk.
So smooth.
One of the best. That whole album,
Tater Salad.
Oh my God, Cheating in Columbus. That track. I mean, like so many tracks that are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Apparently, there might be a rumor, but he got the law changed where you can't smoke in theaters, but if it's performance, you can do it. So he got the cigar going.
Good for him.
Yeah.
These guys were the best, but Jeff was always just so kind to me. And then I went to college and I was doing it, but I was in Mississippi and, I was doing improv and all that shit. And then I moved to New York right after, but I was like, and we were in this like really intense conservatory, like theater program. And they were like, listen, I'm a classically trained actor, but I was like, I'm going to go do comedy. And my professors fucking hated it. And they were like, no, you need to like die on the fucking sword of art. And I was like, no, I already knew what I wanted to do. And I just said, suck it. And I came to New York.
Do you want? Is there a party like you said you're working on a show? Is there a party that like you really do want to make a show still, right?
Well, here's the thing. I miss the character work. I want to put on a crunchy wig. I want to smoke menthols, drive a Mazda Miata, and tell somebody else's story. Even like doing press, it's just so feel self-indulgent all the time. And obviously, stand-up is my love. And you don't have to deal with the fucking bullshit of network execs and all this shit. You know what I mean? It's like, if you put asses in seats, you can go do the fucking thing.
You got that right.
So that is like the drug. I will never stop doing that, but I would love to put on a wig and play somebody really fucking gnarly. And do that, live that life.
So you said you're like characters, the big part of your stuff. Were you like a big Lily Tomlin person growing up?
Huge Lily Tomlin person. I mean, one of my favorites of all time. And one of the reasons I really got into comedy was like Joan Rivers was everything.
Oh, I love Joan.
She was the end all be all. Where is she? My queen.
Number one.
So when I started doing stand up in New York, this is back in 2009, I would go follow Joan around all of her clubs.
Really?
I loved her. You understand? I love Joan. And I was doing a gig one night and I came outside. I was waiting for her by the door. And I said, Miss Rivers, like, I don't want to bother you, but I just want you to know, like, you're the reason why I got into stand up. And she's like, honey, you got a chutzpah. I'm not worried about you. It was Fat Tuesday and she had Mardi Gras beads and she put beads around my neck. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. And then I moved to LA and I saw her at a restaurant. This was like maybe a couple months before she died. And I was in LA and I went back up to her. I was like, Miss Rivers, I'm so good to see you. Just want you to know, like, I moved to LA because she was the one who told me. She goes, you need to go to LA. She's like, you have a great commercial look. Go to fucking LA, do TV shows. You got a good voice. So I went there and I was like, I made it to LA. And she's like, you're going to make it. I have a really good feeling.
Wow.
Yeah, and she died like a couple months later.
Man, you got range. Foxworthy and Rivers.
I know, right?
You're all over the comedy
it is true.
board.
I'd say like my style is probably like if Conan O'Brien and like Joan Rivers had a baby, or maybe it's like, because I do talk about Southern shit, but I'm not like a super Southern comic.
Right.
But that's probably more my sense of like performance.
Because you're not clean.
Not at all.
So there was a void, I think.
Yeah.
Because you got your Leanne Morgans or whatever who are very religious, clean.
Yeah.
And they're great, but we need a fun-loving Atlanta lady who can put a few back. And
I like to put a few back and tell you how to give a 4-minute blowjob. You know what I mean? And it throws people off too, because people always try to like pin Leanne and I together, and we're friends. I adore her, but I'm like, no, it's two separate, very different styles of comedy.
Yes.
But I think I tapped into a market because I was saying all the things that these like Southern women felt, but maybe didn't have the balls to say. They said it at their bunco group, but they didn't say it out and about.
Well, the Southern thing is real. Like, I go back and you even Nashville, like my early years, I would realize like, oh, you guys are kind of buttoned up. Like, it's still Bible belty there. And I always had to kind of readjust my act a little. People forget about it. It's still there. It's still ruminating that Southern religious.
They know it. Like, I just again stroked out. But
Don't
play
go
to a bunch of
on us.
I know, honestly. Play to a bunch of Southern women and you could really let it rip. The Southern women are like, fuck yeah, go harder.
Okay.
It's the Southern men that I actually think are a little like,
conservative.
A little more conservative.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe that's just, my experience, but
well, it's funny because we are conservative a little deep down, but we party like fucking animals.
Yeah.
So that's how we get it out.
That's true. I can't really party on the road though.
Really?
I don't party that much on the road. I mean, I'll have like 2 glasses of wine after a show, but I can't drink before a show. I sweat too fucking much. I'm like, I need electrolytes. Like, I need to tap out and get a Gatorade. I do a little too much.
Yeah.
You don't want it to affect the show. I know what you mean. Like, I'm the same. Like, I like to have a little Manhattan on stage after, but like, especially I'm doing all these dates coming up on the bus. I can't get to, I don't want to wake up. Like, you don't want to just not sleep.
Yes,
That's
it.
yes.
That's the thing.
And that's what I have to do is I kind of have to drug myself to go to
Yeah.
sleep because, you get off stage, your cortisol's fucking high, your adrenaline's high. So I started taking trazodones and gummies like it was,
the best.
just the best. But it's like if you don't sleep and then you have to get up and you're just constantly running on adrenaline, I was starting to go a little fucking crazy.
Oh, totally. Do you have any trazodone?
Yeah, I got tons of trazodone in my
can I
purse.
buy some
yeah,
from you?
Yeah, I got you.
I can't
got
sleep
you.
either.
Yeah,
Our
you need
first
to get a
drug deal on the
prescription.
podcast.
Yeah, I got you. Honey, I'm a woman from the South. If you don't think that Prada purse has loose pills and loose cigarettes and a couple gift cards to the Hillstone restaurant on Park Avenue, you must not know me. I came with
love it.
gifts.
I mean, I'm not a weed guy, but the gummies have saved me with the sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Huge, huge help.
You just need to make sure you're sleeping on the road.
I know.
I'm doing like 10, 11, 12 days at a time on the bus, and it's like
fuck.
you just got to make sure you feel good because those first couple days, my
yeah.
throat's a little scratchy.
Yes.
Let's make sure I'm all right here.
And then you're doing crowd work. You're slower if you're
Yeah.
not sleeping. You got to get the.
And I was an old egg already, so I had the immunity of a petri dish. Like I'm always, every month and a half, it's a deep sinus infection.
Yeah.
We're looking up. Oh, we got dates.
Oh yeah, I can't
Hell
believe
yeah.
you're doing Nightline. This is so funny.
I know. What are they going to ask me?
I don't know. They're gonna ask you about being.
I don't even know what
Southern?
Nightline is.
You know Nightline.
Nightline is the lighter version of To Dateline.
I did a show on ABC News, and I thought,
God.
you ever just try to be fucking Mark and I will just derail these morning shows.
But you're so good at it.
Thanks.
You
I mean,
really are.
well,
When
this
y'all
one
go
did
on
not
there
go-
and at 8 a.m. and you fuck with these people, it is nothing
We love
brings me
it.
more joy than watching those clips.
It's
Well,
fun.
I did one on ABC News, and I didn't realize it was like a big show.
Yeah.
And, my publicist is telling me, like, it's a 7-minute pre-tape. And I go, well, if I fuck up the whole interview, they got to air something.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll just ruin every line. and everything she said to me, I'm like, as I'm doing it, I'm batting everything away.
Yeah.
At one point, she was like, kind of like, so she kind of made something kind of flirtatious about me. And I was like, are you hitting on me? What the hell are you doing? And then she was like, and I go, I'm kidding, I'm hard. And then towards the end, she was saying, like, my husband. I was like, your husband? This is the first I'm hearing about your husband. Like, what the hell? And she's like, we're very happily married. I was like, it doesn't seem it.
That's
She was,
great.
it was literally a 7-minute interview.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
No.
And they were like, she's furious. And I go, I actually felt bad. I was like, I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to bat this away. But they're like, she's so angry about what you just
I don't
did.
get how these people live like this. These morning people, they have to
No.
be so fake and phony, and they
And
can't
the way
have
that
jokes.
they can pivot is so wild.
Yeah.
It's like some like death and destruction, and then they're like, we got a chili cook-off in Oakland Park. And you're like, a school bus full of children just died off a cliff.
It cuts. It's like.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, anyway, coming up next, we got.
Gila's making pancakes. They're gluten free.
Yeah. But see, I know how to turn it on. Like, I love my girls on the Today Show. That's like my secret fantasy is to be like, a co-host. Like, I eat that shit up.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
So I'm
can't-
always going in there and like auditioning,
Well,
you
the
know?
structure too is kind of for someone who's hitting the road as hard as we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you see that structure of a daily life, and you're like, this would be nice. I don't think I could ever do it personally, but like there is like
It's kind of show business.
Yeah.
It's a few hours a day.
That's honestly why I want to sit and like make a TV show for a minute because I want to like go to my trailer. I want to like be in the same place for a minute. It's
Yeah.
just- the road almost killed me like
Recharge.
this last year. I need to recharge.
That's what a lot of the like legends will say is like all the old guys tell it, don't you?
I know,
All the old
I
guys
know.
are like, you're burning yourself out.
Yeah.
This is a fucking marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know I said I wasn't going to add dates, and now they're like, the special drops, and my agent calls me, she's like, okay, we need new photography, new posters, because you're going to do X amount of dates in the spring, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I just thought I was going to take some time off.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, there's never.
No.
And also, all those guys who tell you this, who are like, you could take time, like, you got to recharge.
Yeah.
You take time off the road, you shoot a movie. I'm like, I think you came up in a different time where you just got to shoot a movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different era. Like Mark and I have been trying to make a movie for a while now, but like, I have no faith in the system.
No.
Of
No,
how long
no.
it takes. I mean, we're gunning to try to shoot it this summer, but like,
Who knows?
We'll fucking see.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll try. But
we got a good group around us, but
Yeah.
you just don't know how long shit could take.
yeah.
And then trying to finance anything. And that's why
That's the issue.
I did my specials. I was like, I'm not waiting around. I am
Good for
fucking
you.
doing it while I'm on the road. I'm already thinking like, where are we doing the next one? Like, let's just keep the fucking ball rolling. I'm not waiting.
That's the other thing. You got to strike while the iron's hot. But
Yeah.
You also have to recharge.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tough.
Yeah, so that's why I will give you a bunch of trazodones when we get out of
Please,
here.
please. I'll Venmo you. But what do we? Let's
the McMahan
plug the special.
breadwinner.
Yeah,
It's on Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It just came out, but you definitely have to search. And yeah, I'm about to announce tour dates next week. So bring your girlfriends, your wives, your,
Hell yeah.
all the gays, and you'll have a good time. And I'm
Yes.
doing a cruise too. Don't even ask me about that. I'm doing
shit.
Norwegian cruise. I'm doing a big cruise in April.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Like your
Yeah.
own cruise?
I'm doing my own cruise.
Whoa.
Are you gonna hit like all those Scandinavian countries?
No. We're doing, it's actually just in the Bahamas.
Oh,
I'm bringing,
hell yeah.
Steph Tolev's coming, Adam Ray.
Oh,
it's going to be a fun
great.
time. Yeah.
Well, get the rum ready.
Yeah, truly, that's where we're going to launch the rum. Fuck.
Yes.
Tina, write it down. We got to start producing rum like tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rum.
Yeah.
Bull. All right. What is this? Me or who's this? All right, what do you got there, Fetty?
I'm at Hilarities the 21st through 23rd of November, and then we got a big tour coming up. We're starting, Charlotte, February 4th, Richmond, Philly, Washington, D.C., Bethlehem, Tulsa, Austin, Dallas, Houston, NOLA, Memphis, Knoxville, Nashville, Birmingham, Atlanta. your neck of the
Yowza.
woods.
Talk about
I'll
the
hit you up.
South.
Durham, New Haven, get that pizza, Providence, Portsmouth, Portland, Burlington, I'm going on too long here, Montreal, Toronto, Buffalo, Albany, you get the gist, Columbus. Basically, I'm coming to your fucking city.
You're
Go to
literally
San-
going
Yeah.
everywhere.
Going to San
Project
Morril.
2025?
Yeah, it keeps
We're-
going.
we're already
Keeps
in
going.
this
West
year
Coast
here.
as well. We got Phoenix, San Diego,
All right,
Sacramento.
we're in May.
All right, sorry. SamMorril.com/shows. Love you guys. It just launched. Give me a break here.
All right,
yeah.
go get
All
some
right.
I
tickets.
loved the promo video.
Hey, shout out Foley.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Foley
and
killed it.
Foley,
James
yeah.
Webb.
He's great.
Love you guys.
All right.
Sorry, I went on there a little too long. I'm pumped. I want to sell some of these.
Yeah, sell it out. Go buy tickets quick. Kalamazoo, Chicago Theater, we're sold out. Hey, that's
Hell
exciting.
yeah. Congrats.
Thank you. Warner Theater, we just announced the Ryman. North Charleston, Asheville, is that still happening? Big hurricane there. NOLA, East Providence, and doing a bunch of there. Wilkes-Barre, Inglewood, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix. And come on out, say hello.
Look how handsome.
Nash-
You guys are handsome.
Very hungover there.
Yeah.
Get some Bodega Cat, and we're cooking. We're at Peter
Bodega Cat
Luger's,
whiskey.
we're at Strip
Peter
House.
fucking Luger, Strip
Yes.
House,
Hell yeah.
Comedy Cellar, The Stand, New York Comedy Club. We're cooking. Where else are we? Everywhere.
Peter Cougar. So, yeah, we're doing it.
And hopefully Johnny's Hideaway in the Claremont Lounge.
Oh, let's
too.
get into Johnny's
I got
Hideaway.
connects.
We
Yes,
just,
that would be great.
We just fucking launched Georgia, I think.
Oh, is that
so
right?
this could be big. We
Okay.
love you guys.
Hell yeah.
And listen, watch Heather's stuff and see her on the road. And we will see you next
Get
week.
her drink a rum guzzler.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what I'm calling it. All right, thanks guys. Thank you, Heather.
Sunday's the day for my next offender. A bit of Kiva wreck, you know the beer juice close. I've had a little too much bourbon, and Norman's talking shit about the fucking Pope.